social media review. Today is September 6, 2020. And as usual, we tell God thank you for life. We tell God thank you for another chance for can make things right in life. We don't make mistake, pan. God don't give you another chance for let we try for fix them. The one that we sick among we, let God give them medicine. What you they pray for, let God give we, let God bless we country, let God bless we all. The one that we don't die, let God give the aljana for nothing, let them give the heaven for nothing. Let God sorry for them sin and forgive them sin there. Let God comfort the families. And as we all know, we owe Mama Nayaso, Madam Isa Takago, when Mr. Abdukarim Kago and Mama himself, he lost a couple of weeks ago, we still pray and send with condolences to them and the family. Let God comfort them all. So today we don't come for talk again on different issues that waiting they happen at the social media. This is a social media review. And we can pick the things the way they make noise in our social media, and we can decide for can talk about them. Today I get with me again, we learned professor, lawyer, Mr. Salone of North Carolina. He don't practice law for over 30 years in America. He's a practicing defense attorney, and they can't join we because the person will get Salone at heart and he can't give it. Another person what we get, we go join we by phone. Now a concerned citizen of Sierra Leone, where they in Washington DC, and where he can call on the show, he call himself as Concern 105. Himself go join the conversation, follow we help for talk on the issue the way we decide for talk on today. So they say una call una party them, una call una friend them, una share with una group them. Let we all can talk on the issues of Sierra Leone. Let we find way out for go before. Una member say we all know go talk the same. We all know go think the same. We all know they see things the same. But at the same time, they try for bring you come middle, you self they try for bring me come middle, and together in the middle, there is power in number, there is power in togetherness. We will change and see the change where we want for Sierra Leone. So today, coronavirus updates, we get the updates, they say 71 people don't die of corona so far. And then we get 300 and I can't see the number too well. 300 and something. Somebody help me. I can't say. Yeah. Okay. 372 people them were active case and then they in isolation. So una continue Sierra Leoneans, let we continue for do up to today. We don't get confirmed cases of 2,054 people where they don't test positive for corona so far. Like we say, 71 people don't die, and then we get 372 active cases. So we tell God thank you, you know, for where we know the see boku die na corona, because USA we dey na ya, then country the world, especially America, with the year every day, with the see every day where they spread. Let we continue for where we mask, let we continue for keep with distance, let we continue for wash we hands and practice. We know say social distancing the act for practice na Salone, but let we do we best, let we try for keep corona come out and drive corona come out na we country. I don't know if my panel, Mr. Salone or Concern 105, anybody gets anything else for add, well, forget about the coronavirus, and then we will go to the updates on President Bio in travel to Lebanon.
Now, I just want to say good afternoon, good evening to all who listeners them. It's Mr. Salone from Raleigh, North Carolina. I hope we go, as usual, give important information or engage everybody with important discussions or answers that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And we also get 105, Concern 105. They call himself Concern 105 because it just want put himself private. It just want to hear voice, and I want to see the face to the voice for not be partial or waiting and call self. So let me go to President Bio in travel. Last week, we heard the noise on social media. I miss this corona. I miss this, all this world pandemic where they go on. We president left for go Lebanon. Some people, when the rumor say, well, some people say get corona, some people say, now run away, don't run away. All the man they get your theory way put out there. But we don't hear it now. They don't make again another newspaper where people say, they say President Bio been sick, even then at hospital, they don't discharge him. We tell God thank you for life. In all things, we ever tell God thank you for good things for posting them. Anybody who is sick, we they pray for, and God say for pray for. Even Uda, like self pray. So we all as Sierra Leone for glad to say we presidents they recover and they recover well, and we see the spokesman Keke Thomas Sandy they don't come out say well he need another time for recover, so it will stay over there first. What he go do the legal game, but this is what we talk about for Sierra Leone. If na poor man been sick so, if na poor man been waiting and call so, so they die. Poor man they die. But then people and they ask again, why na Lebanon President Bio go? Why Lebanon? Because they don't know Lebanon for good health care or whatever. So we don't know what the reason why choose Lebanon, but we not say the social media will continue for speculate and make up them until the Minister of Information and the Office of the President become a then job down there and they pay them for keep the people informed on the day-to-day activities of the president, because they owe unto we as citizens of Sierra Leone for let we know at all times how the president they do, what they do, and what in the thing the way that they do that the country for better the life and improve the life of the people. So we not say we hospital them bad off. We not say we hospital them na death chamber. We not say we not get things them. And this is why we talk about when them people and they sorry for we. When they na other country them because na they sorry at one day na then citizen them money then they take. Then give to we. Some then they loan we, some then they give we as grants. Then give to we. But we the people where they govern we safe. We know they do the right thing. We know they spend on the right way. We for help, for sustain, we life them and sustain longevity in the country. So these are the things we get for the put with government to ask them questions. Say, why una not do this? Why una not do that? We parliamentarian them. We get for begin ask them question there. Yeah. We get for begin ask the questions. Why? Why we not forget today a state of the art hospital? Because, we can go back always say, long-term trade. Yes, una not know the picture of long-term trade. So una not able to identify. So we get into this dilemma here. So we get into this contrast here. So this split here. So we're not able to connect with what we talk about long-term Salone. We never go back to long-term. We know that because this is the norm now. But we want that kind lifestyle. They better than what we get of the 21st century standard. We want good hospital, we want good road, we want good school, we want good thing that we want the middle class for come back. That is why we are here advocating for the government for do the right thing and we the people for team up now with governments and demand what we do. So Mr. Shilo, I don't know if you get anything for add to that. Then I will bring 105 concern on the phone. If you get anything we get for add to the conversation.
Yes, as you to talk, I was searching for a video sent by a gentleman of a chief, a paramount chief, who is sick.
Mr. Sako get that. The back people get that. They get that. They
okay.
It
would be really nice to buttress what you to say, how not procedurally, but even the quality of medical treatment back home, how substandard it is, procedurally as well as the actual treatment, and how the hospitals do not get proper coordination. And then they're asking for money in instances where the rules and everything say it should be free. And this is a paramount chief. So my thing is, if a paramount chief is being treated that way, God alone knows what in the ordinary person to go through when that happened. And then, but it would seem to me, my argument has always been, whether you want to be president of Sierra Leone or you want for serving any governmental role or participate in politics through parliament or any other form, you have to go into this political so-called dance with the intention of making a difference in the lives of people, not for the worse, but for the better. The thing I seem not to understand, why are we conditioning the country to get worse instead of better? And we know better. So if you watch this video, this particular video what this guy sent, it's very frustrating. You don't have to wait till the person be your relative for see that, particularly when we know, say, we get the ability, we get the capability. When I say ability, financially we have it, mentally we have the ability, and even connection-wise we have the ability. We just don't seem to do what it takes to really improve the lives of the people. So my thing is, talking about parliamentarians, we have to start listening to them. What do they have in mind for the people? Whose vision they get? What do they get in mind? Do you want to go into parliament just so you can be called a parliamentarian and be some big shot? Or tell the people what you plan, how you want to improve their lives? Unless we begin for all them parliamentarians there, things are getting worse. And this program is for help and educate Salonians. And there is some misconception or misunderstanding back home for say, oh, we were there overseas. We don't know what happened in there. Nothing could be further from the truth. We know more about what happened at Salone than the Salonians than we did it. So I think we need to correct that misunderstanding. They wouldn't say, okay, we're not there and we don't know what happened. Of course, we know what happened. And so now make we know they suffer. We take this opportunity on a Sunday like this for voice out discontentment. We not to we the affect per se with the talk because we care for people them. So it will seem to me that we really have to hold politicians them feet to the fire. So if President Bio go Lebanon for treatment, it's fine. He's the president. He should get the best of medical treatment. But I will hope he could see fit for improve the quality of medical treatment also in Sierra Leone, if not at the level where they enjoy, but at a substantially increased level. So that's at this point is what I would have to say concerning going overseas for medical treatment, where we know say the ordinary man cannot even go to another town for medical treatment. Because I know people will get difficulty for come Wachalo, for come downtown Freetown, for see doctors. They don't even get the money, you know. And so then kind of people, and they only rely on the mercy of their relatives abroad.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Let me go to 105, concern 105, for Washington, D.C. You see what thing that happen, you hear what thing that happen. What should you get for add by this travel where President Biogo seek medical help in the time of pandemic? It get for go very important for go seek medical help in Lebanon, sir. What are your own take on that?
Good afternoon. Well, President Bio go to Lebanon, say he go for medical checkup, but don't forget, the international community, they watch him, would I meet, would I talk to? We not see, me not see other people things to say if I go Lebanon. Because right now, Lebanon get their own problem. The bomb and blast in the last 2 weeks caused massive destruction in Lebanon, which the people themselves in Lebanon not get medical facilities. So the reason for him for going to Lebanon, a lot of people doubt it. So what do you go do in Lebanon? You not go Israel, you not go India. Waiting at the reason why you choose Lebanon. So people want to know. Okay, first the media say he's sick, some say he's not sick. We're not able to get the fact actually what happened. The Minister of Information wait for say something, don't say it. Instead, the Consul General in Lebanon pulled a word 2 days ago, say, well and fine, it will extend in this and private visit in Lebanon. We still want to know why you go to Lebanon. Who are you going to meet in Lebanon? Lebanon no government. Now last week also they choose dedicate somebody from Germany, they are one of the diplomats for the Prime Minister in Lebanon. What is he doing in Lebanon? We want where you go somewhere, you bring investors, people who will go help to bring jobs in the country. The World Bank and all these other places, they refuse to give Lebanon loan. They say they're corrupt. What our president is doing in Lebanon? That's what we want to know. Okay, we wish him well. If he's sick, okay. But at the same time, just we get the people in asylum, we get the ability and the know-how, but we lack of common sense solution. The good old days, yes, the people that were there during the colonial days to become republic, there were people run that country without no PhD and masters. They get common sense solution.
Yep.
We take the basic thing where people they are light, no they water, no they. This is common sense solution. You know they go build house, pantap gutter, where you know say you're not going able for control the water like what happened now sooner somewhere in Eastern 2 weeks ago or a week ago. Yeah. Common sense solution, that's what we need in Sierra Leone. It will help to solve some of the problems and we for land for able to get things done properly.
Yes, sir.
The best we can do.
Yes, sir.
You know the man at parliament because he come to America, you pay the executives and people at the party, you go give them symbol for go parliament. Where the man there go to parliament, you know parliamentary etiquette. These are some of the problems we're facing in Sierra Leone. Common sense solutions, Salone people. That's what we need.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Concern 105. We will come back to you. Like how we say, Concern now one of the Pull audio one time when we make it very notorious way, calling himself Concern 105, where he say, let me go back to Whitman rule. And you know, people then come back say, no, we don't need for go back to Whitman rule because slavery not to be good thing. But they talk on the things that will be enjoyed during the 10 day after independence, before independence na Sierra Leone. But we'll come back to that. We will come back to that. So the other talk we can talk on now the Freetown City Council, Andrew Kelly, right? Andrew Kelly, Mr. Andrew Kelly, na the NGC guy will write a long, lengthy letter, but between what they happened between the city council, the Freetown City Council, and the government. And the President Bio government, according to Andrew Kelly, he said President Bio government for stop this thing where they go on because it developed into a Cold War. What's in a Cold War? We know say America and Russia then be done they part Cold War. After them we make the agreement for say the World War II done. America and Russia have been the two superpower them. They be they fight for power, them they fight for territory, but they not be they go bomb nobody again. They all man be they show in might, all man they show in strength, all man they team up tranga, all man they intimidating company, but nobody not be they touch, nobody not they go after thinking come and it build into intention till then broke down the wall where Reagan come, broke down the wall, and we see when they dismantle Russia and Germany, and then the Berlin Wall come down and all that stuff happened. So this is what Andrew Kelly they try for tell we say, we people in a Salone, we governments at present and the FCC and the Freetown City Council, now two different entities. Where the Whitman then be make them, give the city council in own thing the way it gets in own responsibility and duty, and the city council, the city of Freetown, now they host the central government, which is the present government and the past government, the Sierra Leone government. Now city council, now the Freetown municipality, and I go bring Mr. Kelly, then I go bring 105. Let them rub much more parenting here, so because I'm not saying Mr. Mr. Shilon, Lawyer Shilon, get in take away one brinker inside. I want to just summarize what Mr. Andrew Kelly say. We'll put her up there because it's so long. We're not going to read them. But if we're not able to read them as they go along, we can read them. And we put her up there, and then we'll post on our website later. We can read them, and he talk on waiting and waiting. It feels say they gone. So Mr. Shilon Salah pass and to Lawyer Shilon. Go ahead, sir.
All right. I get 2-3 perspectives of this problem with the city council and the government. I think the foundation for the confusion, now the extraordinary power with the Local Government Act of 2004 give the minister of local government over city and district councils and town councils. I think they need to go back to the drawing board. They need to see how obstructive and intrusive the Local Government Act is into the powers of the city council, the local council, the town council, and the district councils. The Local Government Act give almost absolute power to the minister of local government. To start with, I think the way the system is structured, I wish the country or the City Council of Freetown in particular has a legal department. But even if they don't, they have to do some creative thinking. They have to employ the Attorney General for either allow them or they need for appropriate money for hire a private law firm for file some kind of suit with respect to the courts stepping in to give a clear definition as to what the powers of the city council and the mayor of Freetown should be. I take the position that if the city council has a council of elected officials and a mayor who is also elected by the people, how can the minister be given power for override these elected officials based upon what he alone thinks? Not only is he usurping or taking over the power or diminishing the power of the mayor, he's diminishing the power of the city council. And this go, when I use the phrase city council, I'm also implying town councils and district councils. I don't want to keep repeating council in so many ways. So why should the minister have such powers? And if such powers were given to him, or if indeed he has such power, which I doubt very much that he does, the city council doesn't seem to challenge the legal authority of the minister to be so intrusive and dictatorial to the mayor. But I think also it may be unconstitutional by the very laws of Sierra Leone that the parliament may have been wrong in giving such power. It may have been unconstitutional. The only way you come to a definitional and once and for all decision is by getting the courts involved. There is no way Sierra Leone democracy is going to run, let alone run smoothly, unless some of these people, parliaments, local governments, are able to challenge some of the powers that some ministers are claiming that they have. If the city council or if the mayor can just try to be a little creative and take some of these matters to court, hopefully we'll have judges who are sound enough to look into the substantive arguments that will be raised as to whether the minister have any such power, because it makes no sense. Because the law gives the minister then say the mayor or the city council or the town councils have to have the consent and approval of the minister. So what's the purpose of electing these people? They are a government in their own right. They are a sovereign government in their own right, elected by the people. So there is a lot going on here that needs to be corrected. In addition to that, in the Andrew Kelly article.
So my question then, 105, sir, 105 or Mr. Sheila, anybody can pick up, but 105, wait, before you talk, sir, let me ask you this question. Do you think because the mayor, are they doing this? Because with all what Mr. Sheila don't say in the legal aspect, is it because the mayor is on the opposition party, from the opposition party, or is it because she is a woman? Because people, when they ask that question, they say, why then they turn to the mayor? Because we have seen the disrespect of the mayor. We have seen attacks on the mayor. We have seen minister go broke place where then they build where other people then joined partners from overseas, then Soviet people they make for we see all that stuff there. It is the fight of power, and some people are showing the power drunkenness, and then we have a president that is not saying anything where all this stuff they happen. So what do you don't take on the FCC side, the Freetown City Council, between the war and Mr. Kelly? They talk say for be careful, because it is like a feuding, a cold war between the central government and the Freetown City Council, sir. 105.
Yes, on my own point of view, the way I see them, number one, then they take advantage because na woman. Number two, na opposition party to the government. Number three, when the mayor, they get them assistance from them, international aid, they contribute, the shape to them. They not like that. Because anybody, I go back to common sense solution. You go see an aid program there, and you see the sign, you go broke the building. That's a lack of common sense. You see, just because they say the paper not pass through to, but the idea you go there, you see the project they own. If you know, say this is part of the city development, then they take advantage over the mayor. As I could say, some other country, the city get their attorneys. The city attorney, Mr. What they call know that. The city council need a legal representative. We go to represent them in a court. We go protect the city government. So because if they get a legal representative, we go to face them challenge there, then go to think twice for do them thing, then they do. And I can assure you say, if not the Siaka Stevens government and then a power, then nonsense then they do to the mayor, they don't sack idiots like Dr. Sandy. Long time ago. Yes, if not the Siaka Stevens, he don't sack Sandy long term. And the other one, they will go misbehave. But being the president who we get, he has just like them, Fatou and Yawa, where you go misbehave to the mayor. In Washington, yeah, with all waiting they happen, the president of the United States, they consult with the mayor of Washington, D.C. Every day, if you go out of town, they let you know, say, well, I'm leaving out of town, we get a liaison officer, now the White House, where they check on the mayor office, where then they consult security and other activities to the city. So now that State House for do, then get a liaison officer between the city council and the State House. And the minister for local government come back to common sense solution. The mayor, they're doing job. Some part where the central government not fair. The recent one I hear now, the building where they for complete November, the 15-story building, the central government, they tell the mayor, say, they want part of the building. Now the other one carry the office go. No. There is a difference between the city government and the central government. Anybody who born Africa who knows that ground, now they know where all been there. It would always be property of the city council, not to central government. If the central government need office space, when I get so much land, that's why you get idiots like Sandy, then land the way and they go claim. If before make a proposal to the president, say we need office space, let we build the land and they are taking advantage over the woman. That's my own take for now.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I agree with something the way you talk, say, because then talk of Siaka Stevens, and let we bring this talk inside, because since you bring Siaka Stevens and say, we hear Sylvia Blyden in the audio 006, we make 5 or 6, I don't remember whose number. But it talk of Siaka Stevens, and it talk say Siaka Stevens with a one-party system, because that way Siaka Stevens began one-party system. Siaka Stevens was kind of like the best president, and they summarize what he say now one of the best, now the best president we Salone gets because of the one-party system. And we all know, say, we dey practice democracy. We all know, say, we dey follow the Whitman style for do democracy. If we dey do we do a right, or we not do at all. But we know, say, SLPP, now they don't begin propose a one-party system. Then Siaka Stevens oppose, then Siaka Stevens can implement her. So my question to Una 2 is, since Una been there in the era, then there and beyond, was Siaka Stevens considered, or will history write Siaka Stevens down as a president when they try? Because in Sylvia Blyden, according to Sylvia Blyden, he say, because then they diffuse all the tension, all the political tension, all the tribalism, all the stuff, because Siaka Stevens bring all mankind inside. He bring Mende, bring Creole, he bring all the tribe when I mean the main tribe there inside. So then so my question be, did Siaka Stevens do for Sierra Leone in good, or did Siaka Stevens do for his own good? That's the question. Did he do it for his own good, or did he do it for the good of Sierra Leone, for the future? Because we know right now there is tension between people and parties inside the social media. We know, say, tension, the rise. We know, say, everybody, mama and pikin, they eat themselves and check themselves, party business, brother and brother, and they pull close for facts. Then on one side, then they was, they know they see at one eye, the ideology different. And we know, say, with people, and they see the wrong of what in them party then they do, but yet then continue for support them party them. And that then at the frustration of some of we where they look, say, how can people not see? If you pick it, they do wrong, you therefore call them out where they do wrong. So let's pass on to 105, then I go to Mr. Shilon. Let we talk quick on this Siaka Stevens, then we go to the main issue with the diaspora them and what's in them called, because then talk on Siaka Stevens, Sylvia Blyden mentioned Siaka Stevens, say, in one party system being good. Was it good for Sierra Leone, or was it for the good of when they call Mr. 105, sir?
Well, in somehow, not all the way. It goes halfway, then they break halfway. We always talk, but we never forget Sir Milton Magai. So Milton Magai was a real architect. We bring all the people them together till he died. We not been get no problem at all. At the same time, they work with the British people, and he didn't get white man in cabinet. Mr. Shilong, you know that. The economic advisor, and after I died, you get Sir Albert. Now in come with this go thing, tension begin rise, the APC coming. Okay, Siaka Stevens was good at one time. Then he started to get tension, military coup and attempt and this and that. So he decided to bring everybody come on board where they say one party state, and then he declared himself lifetime president. It been work a little bit to compare the tension now in Sierra Leone. To compare, because you been getting Mina, they're all waiting there, and some other people there from different other tribes within there. You know, go compare that turning out now. I'm not going to say Siaka Stevens are the best president because he said make some blunder them where he said help for bring the chaos within a Salone today. Just like we will just left the city council.
Mm-hmm.
During the time of Sir Milton, Albert, and even to the British, the building permit at that time, that funds goes to the city council. I think Mr. Shillon go correct me on that if I make a mistake. When you want building a freetown, when you want building permit, na city council you go to. So during Siaka Stevens, they cut it off from city council to central to the Department of Housing and Country Planning. It just makes some blunder. Siaka Stevens make another blunder again where ambog the institution of Sierra Leone today, where he pulled the Chief Justice, Okoroko, Sabanja, Chicasion, and people there. So things begin ambog small. And some other department, them top permanent secretary. For you know all, Siaka Stevens stand to pull the managing director of the department of Port Authority. Then pull on, and some other one, then because when you take like Port Authority at that time, all the people that were in the head Port Authority, these are all professional, chief engineer and captain, and there's a Port Authority may they run well, like any other international port. But this politics now is look worse than when Siaka Stevens been there. Now people in the left here go join party, even you don't know what because now certain tribe, then get a symbol, you go for one office, then you give people then position where the man don't know the job description of the department where they. You see, so Siaka Stevens was not perfect. He did a little bit nice things, then at the same time, he run the country down.
Okay.
Was Dr. Sylvia Blyden'S, yes, Inga you don't say, but from the other people from the outside, shaking himself a little bit and weaken the structure of Sierra Leone.
Thank you.
So far
you.
for now.
Okay, thank you. 105, Concern 105, Washington, D.C. Mr. Shillon, sir, you don't hear Lawyer Shillon, you don't hear 105, Washington, D.C. in your own take.
Yes.
What are you own say for what Sylvia Blyden'S say what Siaka Stevens and the one-party system where he run he pass her over to Momo. So what do you think on that, Lisa? What are you take?
Before I give a take on that, maybe I just touch briefly on this city council and the the minister of local government, very briefly. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Andrew Kelly in article. Mm-hmm. The Cold War way to refer to is because of the president being or appears to be totally removed from the confusion where they go on between the local minister and the mayor. And the president is not saying anything, but it's clear. Common sense, again, referring to 105 in phrase, common sense dictates that the minister not going to take them bold move then they without the consent and the knowledge of the president. So it's like a surrogate. And we don't have to be correct in our assumption. We don't have to be correct in our assumption because he works for the president. So now the master-servant relationship, you the servant, anything we do out there in law is presumed you're doing it on behalf of your master, within the context of your employment. So when the Minister of Local Government go out there and openly challenges, disparage the mayor, which I think is total lack of etiquette to start with, because a minister should have some degree of decorum and some standard below which you don't fall. But this guy seemed not to take any of that into account. When you get a man like Sandy, I think there's a reason why you get the title of a doctor before you name. A doctor should not engage in lawlessness. A doctor should have better respect perception of the law. A doctor, not for go physically, they engage in vigilante type of behavior by breaking down structures. Now, what bothers me and what puzzles me, how can he have such power and where is the law? Because why can't the city council go to court and get an injunction against this man? And if he violates any injunction, to be arrested and prosecuted. So this is lawlessness. And this man calls himself a doctor. So this PhD, we are being disappointed by the hour, day by day, with these PhD guys who are not doing anything to improve or enlighten the situation back home. But Andrew Kelly, they say, Freetown is a city of about 1.1 million people. Freetown has about 78 different groups of people. Mm-hmm. Freetown is the place where very much all kinds of people live. Freetown get all kinds of problems, traffic problem, housing problem, garbage problem, waste disposal problem, and all and all and all and all. So if the minister or if the mayor is trying to do something, the president cannot sit idly by, because Freetown, now we capital, now we showcase. So you cannot sit by and let interfere or impede progress just because there is some political reason. Now, whoever said Freetown should be run by APC or SAPP, left with me, I think one of the new things they should come up with as as a pilot program, why can't we let the city, town, and Freetown City Council, Town Council, and District Council, why would not start an experiment of running for the mayorship as well as the councillors them without political symbol? Let's try that and see how it works. It minimizes corruption. So it not going to be one APC the rule Freetown or Bo or Kenema, because you see Bo, Kenema, McKinney, and then get the town council, then you get Freetown, the city council, and all and so on. So this is what Andrew Kelly they say. Andrew Kelly they say this is like a Cold War. The president sits, is not saying anything. These people at the mayor, they disparage him. They say derogatory statement against them. So conduct on becoming of ministers. This is another prevailing type of practice among the BO government ministers. They are reckless with a statement. They are not cautious. Just like what we said the other day, minister go in another province, say, we go, when I wait the protest, we go begin broke on a foot and on a hand for a mama them. How can a minister talk like that? Where is he getting these guys from? You know, because to me, it's totally disappointing. They are not, these guys have not risen to the level of having ministerial responsibility. So then I may take on that. With respect to the Sylvia Blyden thing, I have a different take on Pashaki. I don't even want to make a subject, to discuss that. Because first of all, the word good, let alone best, does not apply to Shaka Stephen. He is the worst the country has ever had. But that's a different discussion. Everything that we suffer today came about because of this man. People need to understand the history, but we don't have time for that. So Ms. Blyden is entitled to her opinion. I don't know how old she is, but I know she's a very well-educated woman. But I can tell you, one party may be good. I'm not saying absolutely a one-party system is a terrible system, but it's a dangerous system. It's like a knife. It's like electricity. It's like water. NEF get good purposes, but you can use NEF for kill people. Mm-hmm. Electricity serves very useful purpose, make a big difference in our life, but you can use it to kill, to burn, to destroy. When you give a leader that much power, this is a person just like you. You don't know what his hidden intentions are. So given the choice, regardless of the merit of one party system, I wouldn't support that at all under any circumstance. But we've seen maybe an instance or two where it probably has worked, like in Rwanda, where you have Paul Kagame. He's done fantastic for a country, although not a one-party system, but structurally, you can call it that. Mm-hmm. But this is a progressive dictator. You can see what he has achieved. You can see what he's done. You can see how he's put his country back on the map. You can see he's very unselfish. This is the only country probably in the whole world, Rwanda, where I think 50 or 60% of the ministers are women. Okay, this guy not only believes in gender equality, but he is one of the early people for no say. Women are much better in managing than we, the men. I mean, there's no question about that. Maybe we need to try that in Australia a little bit. Get as many women ministers. Because what do these guys do? The men are notorious for corruption. Okay, so from a practical standpoint, if you make a woman minister, even in the most outrageous way, how many boyfriends will a woman have? Compared to a guy like a former president who notoriously had about 10 or 15 girlfriends then, some of whom he fathered children with while he was president of the country. You know, how many women do we know will be president or be minister, get 5, 6 boyfriends? So from a practical standpoint, we need more women. But the system needs some structural change. So Siaka Stevens is a different discussion. But I see nothing positive that Stevens add to the well-being of that country. Siaka Stevens was the beginning of the destruction and the backwardness of this country that we're still trying to get control over to this day. Because all he did was weaken the infrastructure that the white people in left Giwi. Yeah, Magan had such intention, but he never had the opportunity for completion. But Stevens came, he did exactly. Not only that, we must remember that Stevens has been the most ruthless president Salone has ever had. Almost everybody who helped to bring him in power, he killed them. Now, we cannot rewrite history that way. And some of us are not going to allow other intellectuals them for miscarry and justice and fairness for say Stevens was a good man. In what respect? Somebody needs to tell me the goodness he ever come up with. It was under Stevens that we began to lose and the farms there, SUA, PZ, UAC, GBO, you name it. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. So people, when I don't know how old Miss Blyden is. She may have been much younger, or maybe
kind of like close to my age, maybe.
Okay, so she obviously doesn't know too much, despite the fact that she's a well-educated woman. She probably, when it comes to the destructiveness of Stevens, you know, how we mix up the political system, how we compromise people like FM Mina. When I say compromise, these were well-educated guys like Abdullah Conte. Abdullah Conte, those who were at Frabe College during the early years where he came, he was a star on campus. What did Stevens do? Call him in, trick him into believing that he need talent, then compromise him into corruption, and he's never made any major contribution to that country despite his PhD from Oxford. People go to these universities, get his degrees, to come back home and make a difference in the lives of them people. We don't see these guys doing these things. We see them helping themselves, and in some cases not helping anybody. So that's what I have to say in this context. But I disagree with Ms. One party system could be good, but given the risk, we'll go with one party. We should never, under any circumstance, trust any leader.
Sylvia Blyden, according to Wikipedia, Sylvia Blyden was born October 1st, 1991, age 48. So, yeah.
Okay. He's much too young.
Yeah.
Don't know what has transpired.
48. You know? Yeah, that's. I just want to put it out there because that's according to Wikipedia, public records.
Yeah, but what good doesn't apply to Siaka Stevens at all? Not so. Yeah. So best president, that's
And because she's going on this, she's on this, she said historical journey kind of, and they go on this quest, they open all the kotoku, put all thing, because so me call them, open the blind, put all thing na table for the all man see. 105, concern 105, sir. You know, you read the tape them of Sylvia Blyden, they don't put all out there for people to see. And then in one of the statements they will get. So the in question back is, what is the intention? They say in one put them for history book, so that when we picking them, we great grand picking them go come, then go look them, and then go back to and then go get the record and what he say on certain issues. So it's saying that they do. So before we come out at that side, they go to the main one for today. When are the diaspora them, the why diaspora they know they go help, according to one blogger on Facebook, Maya, where we don't watch them before, we don't talk on that, but one can discuss on that, what he makes Sierra Leoneans are not going back to give back to their country. According to that's what he say, but I know say we panel, then go get different take on that. So quickly, 105, if you get anything else for add to waiting, Mr. Shilo don't talk, and for waiting, Madam Sylvia Blyden talk, Dr. Sylvia Blyden talk on Siaka Stevens or any other thing we talk on quickly, sir.
Yes, Attorney Shilon, you are right. You are right, because when Dr. Fona, Bashtaki, John Bangura, all these other people then come in, you get rid of them. You know, Siaka Stevens killed a lot of people then. If figure say then opposition, although they all been then at the same party, so it commit a lot of damage to that country there, and so now the same thing now they affect Salone today. As I mentioned, the Chief Justice, Sabanja Chijansen and others. So any government we can now, they figure say they can just go inside the judiciary. If they're not like the Chief Justice, then pull up. You see, like what thing happen when speaker, then they then pull the speaker, then say no to party member. But if you look at the constitution, see the speaker of the house to be somebody from the judiciary, for be a speaker. But party politics pull the speaker of the parliament, so that's why today with parliament disagree whether they ready and set, they ready then, you see. So Siaka Stevens caused a lot of damage to that country there. It weakened the institution. If we've been left with Sir Milton Nagai, I can always say anybody will follow Sir Milton Nagai in full step will be for far better off than what West Island today. I always say the way this country they go now, I prefer we go back to the colonial master. It was better off than what it is today. Thank you, madam.
But yes, sir. But like we say, the dichotomy here is the split here is the young one them no go back to the colonial masters, because what we see, they're not able to see them. They don't hear them, but they don't see them. They don't leave them. Now we leave them, so they talk on what we live, because we want that Sierra Leone better in the 21st century, because we want for progress, not to forgo being, we want for go before. That's why we all sit down there. We're not idle. We're not, nobody know they pay we, nobody know they gain we, forget nothing. We know they look for job, but we they talk, you know, on issues, waiting at the problem, using at the problem, and until we fix the problem, then we're not go able to go before. We could just stay in a circle. It is a circle we're going through the next topic with the go up, and the phone lines are open if you want to join the conversation. The phone lines are open, and I can join we, or if you want to enjoy we again, or just listen and learn. Sometimes it's best to just sit, listen and learn. Sometimes it's good to join the conversation. So we want to go to the next topic. I don't know if you get anything else, Mr. Shilon, but we want to go on the topic about the diaspora. We were there out of Sierra Leone, then call we diaspora. We were there out of Sierra Leone, then give we name for this last election and call we to sim. We were there, now them parts them where some people them then come out of their own field, where some people come as refugees, some people come as program them where then Soriat country they open the much story where we government not able mind take care of the needs of the people, till it bring kuskas trouble come some people there. Like we them there where we left freely. We get people them when they study, we own people then go the land book, then go back in a free tongue, then give back to the country. We they go, we don't hear story after story after story. We don't hear the story. The story not the end, the story not the done. People then they call Sierra Leone failed states because the frustration is this, because we were then at the diaspora and we don't live today for go live again at that kind of condition that we need better Sierra Leone. We been expect things then for don't get better, but unfortunately things they not. So we get a blogger, Maya, we go on a free tongue sometime last year. It was trending on social media. Where it go make, we want to play this video before we continue. And this video, yeah, so it talk of what to do we, the Sierra Leoneans, everything we see owned by foreigners. Okay, we get 2 calls on the queue. Let we take the call then quick before we go to the video, because the video a little bit long. Let me answer the 2 callers, the few callers that will get on the line. Caller, good evening, name please, and who side they call from, please.
Hello, Madam Fadima. Hello, Mr. Shillon. This is Janet Matamusa here.
Yes, Madam Janet. Go ahead, my sister. What do you have for us today? What's good for you?
Yes. I just listened to Una about the local government and the mayor of Freetown. And I think to say, Mr. Shillon, I make a valid point by saying that when they remove this political aspect, of having a symbol, that the mayor, they vote for him purely for become a mayor of Freetown, other than belonging to a political party. I feel the same. Then go revise that area there, And then what is very disturbing to me as well, having followed Akisoya in working at Freetown, is this whole idea of the Local Government Act 2004. Like when Mr. Shillon pointed out clearly, then therefore go revise that legislation on it, because I don't understand how the minister that's appointed has so much power over the mayor that is elected by the people of Freetown. Because when you look at the pattern where they get in Salone, it look like the pattern where they get in the United Kingdom. Also, you get the local government, and then you get the mayor, and then get a distinct roles then. And there is no overlap between waiting the local government they do and waiting the mayor they do. I feel also that that's we get to go back na Freetown and look at it and say the local government gets overriding power over the mayor, because the mayor in your position and in your role so different from waiting in the GLA, the Greater London Authority they do, or waiting the local government at Sierra Leone they do. I think that's what they need to go back to the table. We go back to Parliament, for men and go look at the legislation and then make a distinction. Look what Mr. Shillon say, interpret that legislation so that local government understand their position and the mayor in position cannot be tampered with. I think the whole confusion is surrounding the legislation itself. That's what the problem is. I don't want to hold you too far. I just want to say thank you very much for areas the work on don't touch, and also to 105. It don't bring a lot of education today. We were born in the 60s. We understand what they talk, So I really want to say thank you to you all. Thank you, Fadima.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you, Madam Martha. Next caller, please. Good evening. Name and who side they call we from?
They don't bring a lot of education today. We were born in the 60s.
Hello, caller. Can you turn down your speaker a little bit, please?
I really want to say thank you for you all.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Name and who side they call
I call from New York.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Sanusi. What I want to say is, I want to thank Mr. Shillon. What Mr. Shillon say is a very good thing where they talk about what they go on at the country. Number one, during Siaka Steven time, we get a good minister. We find out say one particular to good thing. It take in portfolio. It gives Siaka Steven Desmond Luke. Wait to make you do that. It find out say yes, the country will never go nowhere. So a man like that, And then can people they don't need that country there. And then again, Sylvia Blyden, na pikin, you know nothing about what's happening in that country there. Look where it talk say, Fauna had advised Sheki for close railway. No. The third railway was there. Fauna they don't left. Fauna they left. Railway not closed yet. Fauna Ibrahim Taki they left. Railway not closed yet. You know. So I don't know who's going to pull that idea there for say na Fauna advice Sheki for close railway. In Grandpa no advice Sheki for close railway. In Grandpa tell Sheki say railway they run on the profit, railway they run on the lose. But he not tell and say for close railway. But Sheikh Stephen not opposed will be the listen to nobody. Nobody not be the ever advise Sheikh Stephen. Nobody not be the listen to. Because it was so powerful, nobody can listen to. Then about what Fatima they talk about diaspora. The problem what we get about we the diaspora for go do business in that country there, the government they always take we as a threat. They feel say we go for go do business, we want go pull in the power. So then they give we hard time for we invest in our country. I don't try before under Sheikh Stevie in time. They give me hard time for get foreign exchange. And import and export business I be they do. Anytime I bring me flour, cow, I don't sell them. Forget exchange rate, forget Maga go able bring Monkam, and then they able go through. Bank of Salone, they go there 24 hours every day. And they go Bank of Salone, that the exchange control for me no more. Then go give me foreign exchange for Lago bring. And then they do them because they find out say you Salonian. When you succeed, you're not threat to them. But we're not getting intention to go into politics. We go here and then for go help with people them. For make themselves go able get things for do will profit, will progress, we able create job for people them. But the government don't ever give we Salonian any open door for law we go do business in that country there. They always take we as a threat. That is the problem. Then get for solve that problem there. You know, and Akisoye, she's the best mayor I don't ever meet in my life. I don't ever see. You know, I like the way they stand up way and they say no youth to any minister for go fet for the city. It they tin up on the top of the minister, made the minister no say yes. Freetown City Council now in the runner. It's just like when the minister want go demolish a building at Freetown. Akisoya come out and stand in front of us and say, no, you can't demolish this building. This building belongs to the city. You're not saying youth then go demonstrate. It's enough for the right of Freetown. I so respect them for that. I will always respect them for that. You know, and this a diaspora business, the government get to look into them, open door for we. We then we're ready for go invest in our country. We're ready for go do anything for put business in our country. But then get for open the door for go anything they ask for. They're not for the block we, they're for the give we. You go back again for go do business. These people don't go free for ask you for 25%. When you not start the business yet safe. And when you not get it now, they begin to turn on you. This was already there since Sheikh Stephen to Anescoma. I don't know for this government here yet. You cannot try there yet. But Sheikh Stephen and Anescoma and government, they are the worst government I've ever seen in my life. You know?
Okay, thank you so much, caller. Thank you.
I don't want to forgive for today.
You don't add to the talk, but then don't tell we say many more. Mr. Shilon, what do we go forward with the callers, sir? Or answer some more calls first?
Thank you,
Let answer a few more calls first. Then we'll go talk on the diaspora. Then we'll go take the other caller them. With a beg enough for be patient with we get another topic, but we'll take a few more calls. Then we'll bring with panelists. They'll play quick the video where we want to see that we go continue the conversation. So una bear with we, una thank you for watching. We appreciate una because una na the voice of Sierra Leone and our voice matters. So why you hear una they say good evening, caller name please and who side they call we from. Can you turn your sets down? You get feedback. Caller, good evening. What's your name and who's they call me from, please?
Good evening. Yusufu Jallo. They call from London.
Yes, Mr. Jallo.
And I just want to quickly just first of all thank Mr. Shillon for being on. Even though I catch the show halfway, but what I hear from Mr. Shillon really just captured my attention. I thought, maybe let me just throw me salt and pepper inside the whole program. First of all, just on the case of on the issue of Yvonne Akisoya Mayor, by far now one of the most effective mayor we don't get in our country. And okay, if I not even say mayor, make us say leader effective. Why? She is the most clear, precise leadership we don't get necessarily, and very effective in waiting in the pursue. There's no confusion. When it says something, you can trust for say, it will pursue that and will be able to achieve that. And it is shown how they go about to achieve that. I think in a country like Sierra Leone, with such mass ignorance and mass illiteracy, we need leadership. We actually be gonna grown ready for the thing and show the direction. We don't need the book. When I see Boku leadership, the way they get at the moment, can't talk Boku English and quote all kinds of things, even in the wells of parliament. Me and one of the people, the way they say, inside the parliament, let we pull English come out there. Let we bring Creole inside the way everybody understand, so that we're able to challenge issues them and discuss issues them where we all go able to understand, whether man within a village go able to understand. Because if we represent with people them, why would they bamboozle them with languages them we not get no relationship to these people they upline? So it means the people not able to hold we representatives them accountable. Yet, Yvonne Akisoya has been one of the very few leaders them, like the book in The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born. When Aikoyama say, he says, the man who was this man we know for taking no corruption whatsoever. He described the man as one lily star, now a very dark cloud. That's what Yvonne Akisoya is like as far as I can see. Now it faces tremendous amount of constraints within the country, and that's quite obvious. But what is very clear is that she's got a purposeful leadership, a leadership we're ready for make the place better. Now the tools that we get for work with, now big problem for them. But what I will talk about in leadership is that it's clear. The other thing we talk, make I just mention something here, especially as Mr. Shillon, then also in the talk of Siaka Stevens and so on. I totally agree with you, Mr. Shillon. If anybody know history well, at least the short political history of Sierra Leone post-independence, we go understand where we begin, all the way right back from the early years of independence, all the way right through to no school, no college, the killing of Bangura, the killing of lots of the students, them clamping down on free speech and all this different stuff. All that lead to the war. But most people don't know this history. And as Mr. Shillon say, now longs together one day. But it's incredibly important that people then go. I feel a day like now, a time like this, we need the spirit of Baibure kind of leadership. A spirit will say, I care about the people them so much that I'm prepared to put my own life on the line for their well-being. That kind of spirit is very important. We need that kind of spirit right now. I lead a lot of young people in Sierra Leone.
Sorry, you time done. They get 3 minutes, then give you a few more seconds after that. You time done. You can call him back if time permits. Next caller, please. Good evening, caller. What's your name? Who's they call me from? Hello, caller name, please, and who's they call me from? Hello, caller. Good evening. What's your name and who's they call me from?
My name is Isaga. I call from London.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please. What do you get for add per we conversation today, sir?
Yes, good evening, my family. Them. Actually me at the call. My name is Siaka, first of all. At the call on behalf of. Yes.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
The line look the echo.
Okay, that you have to turn your system down or something. Maybe that's what it is. You having a delay. Turn the thing where they listen to read down and see.
Right. Okay. So can you get me now? Yeah.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
It clear now? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. Right. Mr. just called for contribute. Because Mr. Self actually. Me as the CEO of Action for Social and Economic Justice, one Salone. Mr. Self respond to see that Blyden'S and most of them here what they happen in our country. And me, I agree with most of what they say. The country right now is obvious. We are on a crossroads. We are in a dilemma. We continue at the worst position ever where we don't find it. We don't find itself. And me, I agree with everybody that Siaka Stephen, that's the way we do. We swap with country from in fear way if you say that the tribal chiefs or paramount chiefs or whatever, they try for influence external, whatever influence into our country. Me, I think it's Siaka just swap the interest into himself. He make him say one party just let put to a big one and just say so. He put all the pressure, he put on by himself, so he will get overall control over the country. And that was the start of the problems of Sierra Leone, because we institutions, Siaka damaged them. They're not working. Right now, Sierra Leone, with democracy where we get so, it's a deficit. It's lacking everything. The only thing we have now vote. Our institutions aren't working. There is no separation of power. There is no rule of law working. Human rights, civil liberties, checks and balances, they are in there. Government is trample upon people and rights. Innocent Sierra Leoneans, then will arrest you for no just cause. Then will detain you for no just cause just because you say something against them. Now, Siaka can in neglect for say, now good intention he been get. That is how Sylvia Blyden'S try for portrayal. But as far as me concerned, obviously, in deal with the thing that we SLPP do them. SLPP put a lot of pressure upon and then force them for loss in seats. Then he go cut the loss. Then Albert Magai and Samiti Magai more or less make coup and because there was one point where as Samiti Magai was supposed to be out of the party, but Magai declared Siaka. So all those headache we get, insist say the only thing we go do now for being a one party state. But the problem was this one party state, if Siaka was genuine, as much as he said, the mandate people are working with the mandate chiefs. There are other options. He could work with the community chiefs and the other chiefs in the country. That's one. Or two, he could have created the so-called PPRC where Sylvia Blyden'S tell we so they talk if we not been exist that in a way if it's have to create the problem. But beside me believe say there was some sort of leverage. There was the British government, there were institutions where they check the authorities of any of these people, the SLPP, the APC, the way them they administer themselves. So Siaka now don't can live with now because of Siaka make we war, because of a bad rule, because SLPP, even though they enter into the one party state then work, that was just them, they don't have a choice. Siaka not give them the option. Siaka, the cleverness which Siaka play, where BRB take creating APC, manage them in power, a sample upon them, they had to do the same. They accepted it because it was either that or they are infringing the new constitution with Siaka out with me now for saying APC no more. How would you do that and call yourself the continuing leader? If we don't make any election, then all the political leaders or parties, they merge as one, then they make that election the one person win. That was when we, for this point at the day, Salone for say Siaka had a good intention. But now, as far as me concerned, he planted the seed for what we finding ourselves into right now. And now, Sierra Leoneans, we are divided. As far as me concerned, APC and SLPP, for me as a Sierra Leonean, I will be happy for waking up morning tomorrow and not say they not did it. Because our problems can never be solved if they are still there. The diaspora, why are we not going back? Because we ran away from the same situation. We came to wherever we are now. The Western world is opening their door to us. They're looking after us. They're giving us all the opportunities we need. Why would you go back? Every time you go holiday, you find out Sierra Leone is going backward. You're missing it. It's not recognizable. It's not the Sierra Leone where you left. You go what's past with TV.
Thank you. Okay. We they all call them first. Let we bring Mr. Shillong quick. You reading Concern 105, Washington, D.C. When I don't hear waiting the viewer, they don't say the caller, they don't say, they don't put their own part this talk. Watching you want to say before we go quick to the diaspora and play the video, then we'll continue with the phone call and the conversation, sir. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Shillon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, basically, because some people speculate that part of the treatment or mistreatment where the mayor Akisoya they get from at the hands of the minister and some other ministers might be related to gender bias. I think that plays a lot of role. But I think also another contributing factor is that of political patronage or association, because APC in the power, or the mayor, APC and the SAPP, they run the central government. But I just don't understand, why can't these guys see strength in diversity? Because if you get APC, they run the city, then you get SAPP to run the main government. What harm is caused? Why will they make it impossible? And why wouldn't the central government be proud of having a city that, by all indication, we do have a mayor in the country who is a progressive thinker, who is trying to bring Sierra Leone close to in line of modernization, I mean Freetown particularly. So why will anybody have any such problem? But the real disaster is the lack of effectiveness on the part of the judiciary. The judiciary is toothless, mostly carry out matters of political overtone, unless, and we got to realize certain things about government. We can play with the idea all we want. We either be serious about running a government or we're not. A government can be compared to an automobile. For you forget an automobile for ride or go from one point to another without breakdown, you get for make sure, say, everything on the automobile works. Mm-hmm. You know, if you get 4 tires, even if 3 are well pumped and the third one gets half the amount of air away, forget the car not go run smoothly. Let alone if that other thing do not get air. Why we think we go get a government, of course, with some of the misuse of certain words like democracy. No, we are trying to practice democracy like the gentleman who just called a minute ago. The only thing we have that resemble democracy in Sierra Leone, now the fact that we still get the right to vote. Yeah. But other than that, there's nothing democratic about what's going on. I mean, flagrant abuse of constitutional and guarantees in the country, gross deprivation of access to the courts. The lawyers are sitting down there doing absolutely what I would consider to be uncreative, in the sense that, in fact, the problem, my criticism of the legal system in Australia as it is today, and I always say I like for be able to have a panel of legal minds, let we discuss intelligently, because in we line of profession, they say reasonable men can differ. I have a point of view. I don't think mine is the best, but I think there's some soundness is what I'm suggesting. In Sierra Leone, in fact, the biggest mistake, they are practicing constitutional law in a common law context. It doesn't work, because Sierra Leone is not a common law country anymore legally. We're a constitutional and sovereign. We get constitution. So when I look at procedures, even at the courthouse, where defendants don't have access to their own lawyer, because you put the defendant in a box, remove from a lawyer with the defender. He participates in no degree to in defense. Then you say this is law and order, constitutional. That defendant must be sitting right next to his lawyer to be able to whisper to a lawyer for be able to whisper to him as a trial continues. These are things that must change. When you refer to the defendant as the prisoner, in the box. There is a presumption of guilt right there, which defies and defeats the presumption of innocence rule we don't get. So lawyers in Sierra Leone, please, let's discuss this. I got 1,001 ways for telling. I say the system is just too old, too ridiculously old, and we are poisoning the mind of young lawyers who are coming up, who have seen nothing better. There are better systems in the world that we can inject and give people them. Look at the way prisoners are being treated. People being locked up for traffic offense, or not being able to pay fines. Can we come up with creative ways not to lock people up, depriving them of their freedom, not to mention the fact that from their family? There is so much. And the ridiculous nonsense we will keep doing. We want to become tribalistic. First of all, let's be real. No single tribe in Sierra Leone can become tribalistic enough for wage a war or anything in Sierra Leone. No one tribe is that powerful. You have to govern by coalition. So, and I'm disappointed at the current president that about 80 or 90% of the cabinet has to be of Minde. If I have to choose a tribe, I'm a Creole boy. If I have to choose a tribe, I would choose Minde, but I'm disappointed at the fact that he does that. We need leadership like Andrew Kelly in type. We need minds of the Andrew Kelly. We need minds of the current mayor of Freetown. And there's many other good people in the country. So I don't have any political beef with any group of people. All I care about, I want Sierra Leone to be in the mainstream, for the country to come up to the 21st century. So we all can be proud Sierra Leoneans. Do you know how it is every time you say, I'm a Sierra Leonean, and say, what? I'm from Sierra Leone, never heard of it. Now, it's about time we put the country back on the map as we used to be, the Athens of West Africa. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. 105, sir. 105 Washington, D.C. Are you still there with us?
Yes, please. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. You don't hear all the caller them. You don't hear Mr. Shillon. You don't hear waiting people and they say. And this is the voice of Sierra Leonean speaking. What should you add to before we continue? Watch a quick video before we continue. What you go able add, take away, and waiting and call to the people. What you don't hear?
That's very nice of Attorney Shillon. Attorney Shillon, that's very nice. I just want to say a few words about the mayor in development, which I think the central government thing to say, the way the mayor, they carry the development, I forget things done in a common sense. The figure saying are threats to the central government because they know, they're not in a position to get that done. If you watch the international community represented in Sierra Leone, they're ready to help the mayor in so many ways. So the central government not like that. Now, we have Minister of Health and Sanitation. A couple of weeks ago, the mayor bring a company where they're responsible for the storage system. Where they go just like what we get here, they go, they pump them out, then dispose out. And the company, they try to build a storage plant where they go recycle and everything. That was very good. The central government not able to forget that done. The mayor is trying to work on the drainage system, so the flood, when it rains, it will flood. But yet, people still, they dump trash in the drainage system. The central government don't say anything to that because they figure say, well, they will not do anything, now we people them, then go vote for we. But they cause a damage to the people themselves because when they flood, all this water they run into the house. You see, so they figure say the mayor not threat to them. They're not able to get things done to within the mayor go do. Just take for instance, the mayor now even then politics reach 5 years, then a mayor fire. Look the massive building where they put up downtown. That is a big threat to them for a mayor, for a municipal center. So they're not go elect that. They want the mayor for they go answer to them. Yes, sir. But the mayor gets in mind of his own, which it is using common sense. You see, if the minister for local government gets in common sense, you see what in the mayor they do. When I know they go misbehave, they go perform rudeness. You see, so we get to change this, whatever the constitution says between the central government and the mayor, we get to amend that. We get to change that at all. We should look the minister for local government is nowhere compatible to the mayor. But just only for political reason, it can stand up in front of the mayor. You see, so we get to find ways things get to change between the central government and the municipal and government in Freetown. Okay. So that's all for now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And callers, we say please be patient with us. Let we go to this quick topic. Let we go to the diaspora. Let we put we sense in. Then we go left the line open now. Say when I go now and waiting. And we see, like I say, one we brought up from Ghana. Maya, he put out, he's a blogger on YouTube. He put out, they go different country them. So he goes Sierra Leone. So he goes Sierra Leone. We see the video where he put out sometime last year. And I want to just listen and quick, and then we go come back to the conversation. Let's just play this video for Una. And they ask the question, why Sierra Leone diaspora, they know they invest in the country? Because all the way go away see, na foreigner then get them, na this get them, na Lebanese then get them, now these people then get them, na Indian then get them, what in Sierra Leoneans and they do. So let's listen to the video, then we'll come back.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning and I've not slept the whole of last night because there's this message that is bothering me so much that I have to wake up dressed up and come and talk to you guys, man. I'm not happy this morning. Yes, Africa to the world, showing positive images of Africa. Yes, Africa is improving, but I have a message to each and every African diaspora out there. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm in Sierra Leone and I've been crying for 1 good week. Like, I just want to leave because anytime I go out, I just feel like crying. There is no longer civil war in Sierra Leone. Ebola is over. So why are African diaspora of Sierra Leone descent not coming back home to develop the country? I just don't get it. If you know any Sierra Leonean who doesn't live in Sierra Leone, tag him in this video because this message is for you. When I came to Sierra Leone, you see that I've not done a video of how do you call it, the Sierra Leone you don't see on TV. I've not done a video like that because everywhere I go to, any beautiful infrastructure that I see doesn't belong to a Sierra Leonean. Supermarket, like I've been to so many supermarkets in here and all of them are not owned by people from Sierra Leone. What even makes me so sad that I'm doing this video is I'll go to a supermarket where it's owned by a Lebanese or something, but you will see an African who is taking the cash, but you see the owner or maybe a white person or a Lebanese person sitting right on top. They are sitting there in order to check whether they are taking money away or I don't know what they are doing over there. But this is also another form of slavery. Why don't you come back home, invest in your country? The country needs you. Let me know what is the major factor. That's why most of you are not coming back to invest. Sierra Leone is a blessed country. Like, I was telling myself that, hey, if I had money in here, like, I would build a lot of resorts because Freetown alone is a peninsula. And if a peninsula, which means that the 3 sides of the city is surrounded by sea. It's just beautiful. But you walk around the coastal area, you walk around along the peninsula, you don't even see a single resort along the peninsula. And most of you are out there claiming that I'm a proud Salonian. What are you doing to help develop the country? I'm not happy this morning. Yes, some of you are saying you're from Ghana, you cannot talk about something that is happening in Sierra Leone. It's everywhere in Africa, but at least some people are trying. I went to Gambia. If you're in the city, there's nothing. But if you walk around the coastal area, you will see that they are building resorts. But it's not happening in Sierra Leone. Yet we have all the middle class of Sierra Leoneans are living abroad. Yes, I said it. I don't like these videos, but I couldn't sleep last night, so I just had to come in here and speak my mind, man. You can choose not to agree with me. You can choose to defend what I'm saying. You can choose to bring your opinion. But please, please, this country needs you people. This country needs all of you, man. Even if you can come and invest and go back to wherever you are, that's enough. Invest. The country is so blessed, man. With the healing nature of this city, together with the sea, what else do you want? I don't even understand. No more Ebola. No more civil war. Why are you making foreigners rule your country? Everywhere I go to, even hotels that I see along the coastal area doesn't belong to Sierra Leoneans. This is sad, man. Really sad. The love that I have for Africa, you guys have no idea, man. It's not about moving around, doing videos or stuff. You guys have no idea. You can ask my crew. I literally cry when I finish making these videos, man. Africa deserves better. Sierra Leone deserves better. We all have to come together as one Africa, as one people. You live in abroad. Who should develop the country for you? Some of you are even leaving a comment saying that, oh, Mama Sierra Leone, I miss you so much. You miss Sierra Leone, but you can come back home. Come. I'm not saying that come and stay forever. Yes, you can visit wherever you go, but please come help invest in the country. This is my message. Come help develop the country. Who do you want them to develop the country for you when you are not here? I'm ranting today. I'm kind of pissed. I was just crying a lot last night and I just had to wake up. It's 6 o'clock. You can see it's 6 o'clock and I have to wake up and do this video. And I'm going to put this video right now. No editing. No, I'm not cutting anything out of this video. Africa needs you guys, man. Just let me know, what is the problem? Why are you guys not coming back home? Why are you not investing back home? That's all I want to know. I'm not saying come and stay forever, but come and invest. Help change lives. This is what we need in Africa. So mad, man. I'm not forcing you to do what you don't like, but if you are born a Sierra Leonean, maybe your mother is from Sierra Leone, your father is from Ghana, your mother is from whatever, but you have a Sierra Leonean blood runs through your veins, and you think you've made it in life, bro, your country needs you. Sister, your country needs you. I'm just sad, man. Everywhere I go to, Chinese people owning hotels in here, Lebanese people doing that. Oh, it's just everywhere in the country. That's why I've not done any video related to the beauty you don't see, blah, 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 blah. Because everywhere I go to is not owned by our own people, so why do I have to talk about it? I don't think I'll say anything again, man. If you agree with me, you can share this video, tag anyone you think he has to hear from me. Just let me know, what is the problem? That's all I want to know.
Okay, my people there, we don't see the video. That now a blogger where they go all over. He's a Ghanaian. They go all over Africa. They show the beauty of Africa. They encourage people to come back. And he asks, we waiting our problem. Una don't hear for yourself. Una don't see for yourself. And it's very emotional. It's very sad. Waiting do we stuck na people country them. We're not able to go develop a country. We not hear one we brought in New York. We call say when you go there. How then they treat you, where you want to go do business, they want 25%, even where you not even begin your business yet, they don't take all the profits now you earn, all the other stuff that we don't limit we. Waiting at the problem why we not they go back. Because boku story, they don't come with disappointments, they don't go, they don't come back. Boku they call Sierra Leone a failed state. Boku they say, I know somebody right now where they regret say, if I be no, I not take all what I get to go put on a salon. Now it don't lost almost everything. There's nothing for them. In all this time where don't in a salon. You know. But it's still there they try for see what you go to know about or whatever. Because he get for come back in America in the end. You know. And that's the question, Mr. Shilon. That's the question, 105. What in do we stock in a people country, the brain drain, all that stuff, we're stock in a people country. And like what we say, no long term, where people then go study, then go back. What in keep we sit on, what you do Fadima, sit on there, 30 in America, what you do Mr. Shilon, sit on 30 in America, what you do 105, I know say 105, they're ready for can go back home. But what in make we sit on America this long or diaspora this long, we cannot go back for give back to we country, for help develop we country. Waiting at the problem, Mr. Shilon, I pass on to you. Then 105, then we will open the line for let we people them. If we let we able find out waiting at this problem, how for fix them. Waiting at the problem because it touches our hearts when we hear that this is a stranger. It's everything owned by Lebanese, everything owned by Indians, everything owned by Chinese, and the Chinese are coming in numbers right now and taking over our fisheries, our mining, our bringing all kind of stuff into our country. Drugs coming into our country, they're bringing it through the borders of Sierra Leone. Then they bring up, destroying our people, destroying our country. But we sit here, which we hand and tie, we're not able to do nothing. Waiting at the easy, Mr. Shilon, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. Maya, a very popular blogger. Mm-hmm. And I watch him quite a bit, and I will strongly encourage other Sierra Leoneans who are not familiar with him for go on YouTube from time to time, and which everything he say is quite right as to in love for Africa, and you can feel the emotion in the young man. And we as Sierra Leoneans ought to be ashamed if a non-Sierra Leonean could be that passionate as to the lack of progress in the country. Why shouldn't we feel 10 times worse? Now, I was the one who strongly encouraged that we watch this only because I think Maya is mistaken in the sense of where the fault lies. Now to the diaspora, not the problem. Now the policy at home, from government to government to government to government, going back to Shaka Stevens in time to present, there is just this continuous, senseless, you can think of the worst descriptions as to why the leadership in Sierra Leone has, at any given time, absolutely no interest in encouraging foreigners, Sierra Leoneans, to come home, not necessarily to come home and stay. Because I will tell anyone, someone like me, I have no intention of going home to stay. But I have intention of going home because that's where I was raised. That's where I was born. And I think, like I say once upon a time, the values we don't learn in America, you always have to think about what you can do for the community, what can you give back. Like me, I'm not a rich man, but I believe I get some knowledge that I can share. based on my practical experience as a lawyer. I have been a lawyer 45 years in the United States, and I have been one of those courtroom lawyers. I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of knowledge. They say self-praise is no recommendation, but I might as well say all those things. I have knowledge, I'm sure, lawyers or most lawyers in Sierra Leone don't have. Not because I'm smarter, but because of the part of the world I find myself. I have gone home. I have made suggestions. We've tried, even with the legal community. I'll give you a good example. They don't even want American trained lawyers because we could spoil business for them. What kind of stupid thinking is that? For them, who is them? Whose kind of business will go spoil? Don't you want the best and the brightest? Aren't the people back home entitled to choosing what is in their best interest? If somebody go back home, they go with ideas, whether it's a lawyer, this or whatever. Who benefits? The country does. There are a lot of things I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing, but I strongly recommend going to Sierra Leone, going to the law school. Like Mr. Kutubu can say, nothing to write home about. Nothing. I wouldn't tell anybody in this country that this is the law school in my country. Because when you go there, I think it's shameful to call that a law school in this day and age. Why they have such a place still? Because they don't have an American trained lawyer who went to school here, who was exposed to a better system, who can say, no. I cannot run a school like this and it be this way. I'm saying this, I'm calling it like it is. Okay? And then sometimes, I remember one time the dean or the director, then call a director of the law school say, oh, they not get qualified somebody. This man was in his 80s, was beginning to suffer from dementia. Couldn't even remember a lot of things. This was a man, I'm not going to call his name, who was a director. Mm-hmm. I knew him way back. He and I were close. In fact, when I can go home, he can take me, when I lawyer way, he can take me, we'll go pass around. He was director of the law school. I go home one time, he asked me, say, which is your name again? He didn't even remember where I was. This man, they had the law school. And then he tell me, say, in the old, but they not get anybody.
Replacement.
What kind of nonsense is that? I ask and say, but what you want to look for? So which kind of book or which kind of experience or knowledge way for run this Ricky Dick law school way we not get? Because when they talk about some highly sophisticated law school where this man they talk about say they not get qualified somebody. But this is the ridiculousness to which we have descended. You wonder what has happened to these people. Okay, so my thing is, what am I at the talk so makes so much sense. Not that I'm against foreign. Listen, I'm an equal opportunity employer. I'm an equal opportunity applicant. I believe in all of that because we the kind of people country, we know what it feels like if they discriminate against you. We know what you feel like if you're entitled to something and not give you. So by no stretch of the imagination am I advocating that if you're Lebanese, you're this, you're that, you shouldn't be given equal opportunity. But the reality is they are given better opportunity. The Sierra Leoneans are not on equal footing. No government policy for encourage or improve the worth. No kind of bank loans no exist for the average poor man. No government like now where you get SBA, Small Business Administration, you go apply for loan. We are not going back home with their ideas in there. And for some people that will go home, Maya needs to know. I get Maya in email. I hope I go able to reach her. Make her tell and say, the problem not there with we. A lot of us want to help. Now the sick mind of those in power, we see every attempt to go back home to do anything as competition. Mm-hmm. Now, where do they get this sense of insecurity? Because of incompetence. If you are as competent as I am, talking about myself, to praise myself, I have no fear of any lawyer. I can hold my own grounds, even though I'm an old guy now. So the only reason why you go want competition, not because not only you lack confidence, you probably lack the know-how. But how long can the country keep going? Listen, it's not by chance that Sierra Leone is going backward. This is not the cumulative effect of incompetent people being given jobs in the judiciary, in the medical field, in the civil service, and on and on and on. It has to change. We can talk all this talk. If we not walk the walk, where, like Americans will say, I mean, in the street language, we ain't going nowhere. You see? So if we want to go some side, we might as well start taking the necessary steps for the few brothers and sisters, because you see, there is a lot of misunderstanding back home. Some man come America, and welcome America in different forms. Some man come at this country with scholarship, hustle. Life good for them. They go college, this and that. So you don't know what it means. You go back home, they make a minister. In your own concept of life, of America, totally different from people like we. We come, we walk, bus boy, oddly, this, that, you name it, and go school at the same time. We're not getting no government scholarship. We're not getting no free money coming. We earn every penny. So we know we can relate to the ordinary man at the street, to the man at the top. You see, this is the difference. So you get a lot of, I don't even want to call names, but I have some big names back home who knew nothing but all their life, because they get scholarship, then come England, then come America, then come Canada, government scholarship, then go back home. So they can relate. I even hear one top minister say, oh, then when they would talk in America and we're in a taxi, then they drive. What's wrong with driving a taxi?
The earnings.
This will false equivalent na problem. What you wrong? And the man when they talk say na taxi then they drive, checking your background. Sometimes papa na be watchman, sometimes papa na be motor boy. You don't forget that. What's wrong with driving a taxi in America? A man in America, they drive taxi, they build 2-3 years in a Salone. You see, so there is a lot going on. So when Maya, they say the diasporans them from Sierra Leone, they invest. There are lots of stories. We don't play video where people don't go home, they invest. Where you get minister, they try for, as we speak right now, you get active action on the part of the Minister of Housing. They try for deprive people of them property where they'll go from generation to generation to generation. So what kind of encouragement is that? You take property will belong to people. When no one buy them, if you want the property, buy them. You know, we say because you're a minister. And then the president sits idly by and allow that to happen. He allows that to happen. Mm-hmm. He can't profess ignorance. He knows what is happening.
Yeah.
In the quiet moment when they sit down to eat dinner, which are in a state house or wherever, in a private residence, they talk about these things.
Yeah.
You know? And there are a lot of foolish things that when they go in Australia, we just get rid of. You
so
hear.
Do you think Maya is comparing Sierra Leone to Ghana? Because a lot of diaspora and Ghanaians are going back.
Oh, let me check.
A lot of provision that the government don't make for them makes it easier. So is he comparing? Was that the frustration, Maya, in your part? Because in Ghana, we see even Americans, Black Americans, Ghana, they give them land, give them free, welcome them, and make it easy for them for go back. So maybe the comparison that they use.
Well, they use that comparison there, but also they compare with other African countries the way they go away, not see any such thing as you see in Sierra Leone, we almost own nothing. Mm-hmm. And not that the foreigners, they will get in prison, they not deserve them, but we all know how the laws are applied back home. If you're an Australian, you're at a disadvantage. One, you get loan. If you open a business, a foreigner want to open the business, the foreigner get a upper hand than you. What sort of country is that? Why just you can't treat people equally? I know they recommend for maltreat foreigners them, but Sierra Leoneans are at the mercy of those in power at the hands of William brothers and sisters them. And there is a total lack of national pride of who we are. Instead, we engage ourselves in this nonsensical belief about Minde, Timini, Loco, the immaterial things them. Instead of we try for say win Australians. At the end of the day, the corrupt politician does not care.
No.
That will not come up from the same tribe. Mm-hmm. He has no, he not get any use for you. You know?
Nothing to improve your life, nothing to improve the environment, nothing to improve your school.
Let me give you a good example, a quick example. Look at Anes Kuruma. He's from the north. But when he gets rid of Sam Sumana, he go all the way to China, he go bring Victor Fo. Now, everybody knows Victor Fo in background as to how corrupt he was. Even Pashaki, terrible as Shaka Stephen was. Shaka Stephen said Victor Fo is a master
manipulator and corrupt.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So you see, but why did Anes Kuruma bring him? If tribalism is such an important thing, he would not have picked Victor Fo because Victor Fo is Minde. But no, Victor Fo na in suit in persona for EPAM for perpetuate corruption. Now Victor Fo is in Sierra Leone. What is he doing?
He's trying to get into
this guy too.
Mother Bill's administration, yes.
And
the recycle of the old politician.
One last thing. This president, Dr. Yomkela in party, the urgent, please, if your party ever come to power, do not employ anybody who has ever served in either one of these political party governments, APC or SAPP. There is a wider field you can choose from. Stop recycling these old, corrupt, beaten up politicians who have they have an established record. They are no good. They should be sent to pasture. That's what I want Dr. Yomkela for listening to that. And please put out more policy statements about this land loss, about sanding activities, taking people in land. Show to the people that you can be an alternative government, go allow the internet to happen. Don't be quiet about it like President Bill is.
Well, we have on social media, we get a lot of other movements, them where they go on this movement, that movement, everybody they claim saying and they go on for president for 2023. So, I mean, there are many options. Hopefully we choose the right option, the right choices. We're going to develop with country and do something good for we people, because that's all we're crying for. Just like a stranger comes to our country, say we're not involved. What is the reason why? 105 star, you don't hear Mr. Shillon, you don't watch the video, you don't hear waiting are your input. Then we go to the phone lines, then we go end for today. We'll go final word and end for today. Let me go, Mr. 105 star, Washington, D.C. Can you
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You loud.
All right. We'll go back to the common sense solution.
Yes,
as Mr. Shillon they say, yes, we'll go back to Pashaki. When Pashaki take the mining company give to Jamil Said.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this thing. We own mining company taken from the European give to Jamil Said. So it can get your own profit out of it. And up till today, it's still the go on with mining company. Today, nobody now will talk who own mining company in Sierra Leone. Good old days, we've been get board of directors within the seats. Now the mining company, man like Juma said, Gandhi Capio, and some others. You see, the thing is, the planning is not there. The common sense is not there. So how can we get things done? People don't left here go to Sierra Leone to start up a small housing project, but the red tape is so much that it can't be able to stand up. And now for the good of the country. But you see, the people that will get over there, that's the problem. Because the lack of common sense solution. You see? I know Sierra Leone right here. He's a master plumber. He would like to set up a business in Sierra Leone. But no, the other people them way and what they call they prefer the Lebanese because they will get kickback from them when they give them the contract. So many other one. I know electrician, master electrician. We go do business na Sierra Leone. Now the people them over there get the problem because the lack of common sense solution. The Minister of Economic Planning, yes, now Dr. So, but you know get the common sense. That's one of the problems. So the people the people from diaspora don't know who to start with, don't know who to work with. Because when they go over there to start a small business, they go get and they run around so much that the money he want to spend to do the project, he run out of money. So it's the people over there get the problem. I know a lot of Sierra Leonean nurses and everything who would like to go and set up a small clinic, but oh yeah, the people, when they get there, they start first from the water key, where the goods go come and go begin charge them extra, waiting the goods not even value to. So now the system there get to change. As I say, common sense solution is not there in Sierra Leone. So it makes the people get disgusted. The people in the diaspora, they get disgusted to go to say, how can I go back home to start a business? Then you get other ones, them who reluctantly, no, na loser, we don't know anything, no one do anything. We depend on government cheese to say in America because they get no ambition. But those who get ambition to go back home there, the opportunity is not there. Even to get a loan from the bank. Now the problem is
some people go say, any of you gentlemen, some people go say, well, then they make an affiliation. We know one for do nothing, but then they make an affiliation and then better pass me because when you go you see certain people then get at least average life, then they make them. Then they make them through the AFAF, whatever way they do. And then to the Lebanese you get Lebanese that were born affiliation. Yes, they get the good one, but the one that will come, then they give them priority over you, the Sierra Leonean. You know, you go get the same credentials, same waiting and call, but because, just like how we say, because of the mass, because of the side thing, because of the put, we Sierra Leonean, we know we right, we Sierra Leonean, we know say, no, I'm not going to forgive you. If I want you, now out of waiting and call, thank you or shake your hand. But I'm not a mandatory forgive you. But with the foreigner now, then no say, then company don't go tell them, say, well, just put no more as you give them no more, they no say bribing and corruption, then a free to. You go get your way, and waiting and they can't take it, boku pass, waiting them, we don't bring car inside the country.
Well, let me bring attention to this. This is why a lot of people are saying, waiting Mother Bill go do na Lebanon. Okay. This is a big question. Waiting you go do na Lebanon. Because the world knows the Lebanon corrupt, they not get foreign exchange, even the World Bank not give them loan. But waiting the Sierra president go do na Lebanon. No sign not in the world where is sick. He not go England, he not go come other places. Waiting he go do na Lebanon. Whose kinds and private visit which so important to get for go Lebanon.
Some people will say they send private jets. I want to go with this inside this. Some people say that he's sick, that the Lebanese they look out for him because of the pandemic. Nine and throw away plane can get for Kampula inside the question. Some people they argue that's not social media. What do you go say about that, sir?
Well, okay, that be the case. They know waiting and they get out of that deal. For sending a plane to take the Salone president to go to Lebanon, they know what they're getting after. Mm-hmm. This is not a free lunch for them. They know what they go get after. And would I go come back after a return to Sierra Leone? Mm-hmm. So we want to know if Nasik is sick or if you go make a deal, we don't know. So this all the discouraged Sierra Leonean for go back home to do business. You see? They insult with people in Lebanon, they insult them back home in Sierra Leone, India man, they feature them. Lebanese, they feature them. Korean, they feature them. And the government is not saying a damn thing about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you take the tool like food, you go Lebanon.
Sure.
If you been go Israel or India, we go hope say Israel go help we or India go help we.
Okay, thank you, 105, sir. Let me take the voice. Let me take the caller them. Would they take some call them? We're not going to able to take all because we don't find out say they get beaucoup people. We're very sorry. I know say on one participate, but let's make them quick. If we make them quick, we'll be able to take more people. But if we not make them quick, we're not going to able to take. Let we look out for one another. Let cut within short. Let we summarize and let we go. Good evening, caller name, please, and who side they call we from? Hello, caller. Good evening. What's your name and who side they call we from, please?
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Please go ahead, sir. What's your name, please?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Johnson from Canada.
Yes, Mr. Johnson. Go ahead, my brother. What do you get for me today?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I would like to tell our thank you, una team. Una get a very good team, and this is not the first time this let me call. I tell also thank you to Mr. Shilon. He contributed a lot to this program. I just 1 or 2 points I want to raise, concerning you talk about investors. First, Sierra Leone has another go invest not in country. I mean, according to the blogger. But I totally disagree with what in this blogger they say. We don't get a lot of experience where people they left now, so they go invest in Sierra Leone. But one thing most Sierra Leoneans say, when they're at the ground, they're not trustworthy. A lot of money, then people they buy things and also for go invest in Salone. Now the people under, then they deceive we, they turn the money around. They know they do nothing. At the end of the day, all things we go spend at the country, all things they disappear. A lot of things that we don't see, people they don't go there, where they come, they don't get anything. I mean, a bad thing from the country. With all this experience, we self now will go for where we go invest. It will discourage investors there. So now a very good thing, now a very bad thing. The people in Sierra Leone, they need for change. If they not change, we self now, so we know we'll go invest. So that's one point. And I mean, listening to other callers and back, where they talk about, say, we go back to the colonial powers. I mean, that's not forbid this, that, we don't get to independence. Now we need to make a country, just like we born you picking. If they take you picking, if they give to other parties for Lego men, we not go do that day, So now a very, very bad idea. We leaders then never come. Tell them make the country go before they able to try for copy from other countries like Ghana, Ghana they proceed. So Sierra Leone we capable for that. But like the leaders and we get the bad politician there, where they come for contribute for spoil the country, which is very, very bad. It's very sad, We all like a country. We all want to go invest. But you not go invest for just for investment sake, We not go do that day. Therefore we go invest, you need to get a return. So that's another thing. And I listen to one other caller where they talk say, well, even the parliament, they say na clear them for speak in the parliament. How on earth, In fact, the educational system in the country is very, I mean, it don't decrease, people then the standard don't go down, So if they encourage this Creole, with the students, if they will speak in the parliament, what is a very bad idea. We see in Guinea them in trial during the Sekou time, and we see the standard, the educational standard in the country is fall. Also, they have to change back to the system. They have to come back to the French system.
Thank you.
Sierra Leone, yeah. Hello?
Your 3 minutes is up. Go ahead. Last one. Make it quick. Then go cut you. The system will cut you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So yeah, I mean, I will try for call back. So that's my contribution. Okay. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Okay, next caller, please. Good evening. Name and where you call from.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Caller, Mrs. Caller, can you turn down your set, sir? Oh man. Please. Yes, feedback. Turn down.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, caller, go ahead. Who side they call you from? What's your name, please?
I name Hassan, and I call from UK.
Okay, Mr. Hassan, go ahead. What do you have?
Yes, I just want to take part on this program this night because I've been watching on social media, I've been watching on YouTube.
Okay.
I want to let you understand, see, that country, they not get foundation. The country no plan. I just like the people they want for we born in the 80s. The whole country, like where the panel they talk say Salone be sweet. Who Salone be sweet? We be there under slavery. Since slavery, not to say that which man they can't catch will. Now we said the old we brought as a tell it to which man. 30 days in the Salone. Salone man education. Salone man na foreign in country. Salone man me and you they call you diaspora. Foreigner they go there and they control the country. Me and you in the diaspora. I don't invest in over $200,000. At the bill mansion indeed. They tell me taking the diaspora. Foreigner they go there. Now he get respect past me and you. 30 days slavery, they worship with man, we say they worship, we just they worship. We talk about religion. These are going to church, these are going to mosque, they talk about Muhammad. You know, what education, when Salone will go before? We don't get the understanding. We don't know what they worship, we just they worship. We don't know. There's no understanding, I swear to God. Because the education in Salone is poor. Look, one of the color they say about, they talk English. Na parliament. You know they build house without a foundation. They don't want to suffer for foundation. You want jump a tap and build 3-story buildings. You know the work. Now you want neglect Creole. If you say the English way they talk, then they can't go before. Now that ideology there, and the same thing that they put in Pekin. If you say the Creole way they land, where writing book, what do we ever manufacture? Nothing. When you go and talk, say Salone and the national anthem of Africa, ABC, and who's anthem of Africa? What can be mean at the 80 born, people every eat and live. 30 days, who's on the family we get? What do we manufacture? Nothing. Will they worship with man? They will say that God will they worship. All 10 days they go to church. All 10 days they go to box. It no matter what you do for your person. They know they never ever be grateful for you. They're grateful to their religion. They don't like you and they don't trust you. They always they against you. Now in that country, and if the country they so, you expect they can country they for go before. It no matter if you pull $1 million do you person. If you call him a today, go say assalamu alaikum. Now for Arabic, if you tell us say mama money or mama good afternoon, he say no assalamu alaikum. What do you mean? Now just greeting. It don't mean anything. Christianity, all the religion, are just they falla. We don't know what you they falla. We don't know what you they falla. He great the person and Creole, he after you Arabic. Therefore, he don't really neglect himself and take Arab tradition, put up on top of you. Now in there, that country day. This the country not planned. The one they will go school, the worst part when they will not go school. I don't invest as Salone any sister. But what they try for say is that country they not plan. They not plan. We just want to that fantastic no more. Their religion, they are all
okay, my brother, sorry you time done. It don't pass 3 minutes. The system will turn you off. It give you few seconds after the 3 minutes, then it go off. Thank you so much, my brother. Next caller, please. Good evening.
Well, this now you wonderful sister. Kasana Kitchen.
Kasana Kitchen, my love. How are you, darling? Welcome.
I am so blessed and highly favored. And today is such a wonderful day. Give me 1 minute thought of me on the side.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
And Madam Fatima, I want to tell you God thank you. Last week I've been trying for this program where I never get opportunity.
Okay.
But I want to address last week program where we get for the root of the situation of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The root of the situation is the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Mm-hmm.
We all know say we rooted for this man for carry redeem the country with the adage of new direction. And let we talk and to say, Mother Bio failed the people of Sierra Leone. All this nonsense, when it happen, now better be in fault. And I call on the people of Sierra Leone for let we listen to what Belkenfala say 6 years ago, that if we not agree, we not satisfied with what the country they do, then we all wear black. For tell the president say we are not satisfied. Daphne Maxwell Christina Pratt, I am supporting Black Monday. On the 6th, 7th, everybody should wear black to tell the president that we are not satisfied with the way he's ruling the country. That is my statement for now. We need peace and total peace.
Thank you, Madam Daphne. This na Kaseda Kitchen, una Sabian, the famous voice na social media things. You don't come out, you don't tell una in your mind. This is Voice of Sierra Leone. Everybody in Voice Matter. And he say they in support of wearing black tomorrow because, as according to the ACC commissioner, he say where you're not satisfied, they make a video where you're not satisfied for wear black. So she said she's in support, and that's her democratic right. So now we go to the next caller. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Next caller, please. Good evening. Name and who side they call from?
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
I call from Netherlands.
Yes, caller. Good evening. Next caller, please. Good evening. Who side they call we from? What's your name, please?
Yeah, they call from Netherlands.
I didn't hear you, but go ahead. What's your name, please?
Well, my name is Janet. What I want to talk about the blogger of Ghana, it talks to the diasporas there for Sierra Leone diasporas that they come home for do something, which I don't agree with it because in baby no say first of all Ghana, na foreigners them, na the big Ghana. That is one. And why make the foreigners them big Ghana? That the Ghanaians them diasporas there, because they get the courage for come na Ghana because the government, J.J. Lawrence, give them security. And J.J. Lawrence give them, say, una come, not only one could make this country, na me and una. And he put every security in front of them. He allowed them for come. He come everything down for many diaspora of Ghana, then come. And we all countries here, not to so. Not to so. So it's a different and a government. Ghana government encourage the diasporas. The Sierra Leone government, it be like say the diasporas them, now they're not the enemy of Sierra Leone. And which of course, both of them be there, both of them live here, and the feel said they will take the same thing what they enjoy here, they will give to the country and allow we the diasporas them for go and build the country. They know they allow we. Then block we everywhere. Like I'm so why one send Guinea as why one send Mutokana Sierra Leone, they pass na Guinea. Now Guinea cheap, now Guinea easy. And I not get no family there, but just because they're straightforward, I get for pass na Guinea, from Guinea they get for driver for Pamalab to go inside Freetown. Why it will be so? Why it will be so? So if the Ghanaian they talk, make it look the history first. Because JJ to now, they support the Ghanaians them for come and build something in Ghana. Now I make, you see today, Ghana today, both of them, all you see them get small money, now where do they go? Now Holland Naya, Ghanaian, they host Naya, now Matras they are grown. You know they ever see Ghanaian and Holland where they make they rent house like they make a fine. The money they see the all na Ghana. Now they go. When they don't 50, 60, now Ghana they go and die there. But we not so. So if they talk, make it look the history. Because the opportunity of Ghana, the government of Ghana give them, which they not give we. They give the Lebanese them, they give the China people them, they give the Indians them. Why it for be so? So that is my put.
Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you very much. And that is lost revenue because well, you know, Ebukana, you can't give for give the money now other person in the neighbor you get for go give. That's why we talk for let them fix the system because you know it is sad. It it is sad because I mean I know say the APC government's been begin a diaspora office. I think let me get office where EBK been first start. I think let me get a diaspora office. But what happened to it? It fell apart. People then go in there with greed and whatever, and they not come out the way it's supposed to come out. The same thing where people and they complain. Let me go to the next caller. Caller, good evening, name and also you they come from, please.
Calling from Houston, Texas.
Yes, my darling. Go ahead. What's your name, please?
Yeah, I will follow the program.
Yes, go ahead, my sister.
People can just talk too much about the Salone politics, but for encourage people to come to Salone for kind of develop, it's very good. Like me, I want to talk, so I not belong to no party. But as far as I know right now, I get some development what they do there right now. I just started some small agriculture. I just harvest some cucumber, and now they get ready for plant some granules. So in the future, I try to plant some more other crops in Salone, because I find that in Salone, the idleness too much. The young people are very idle, no job there for them. So they put them to work. So I get a small land. This is, I would say, a small 5-acre land on the highway of can be a highway. A very good vital line for cultivate any kind of crop you want for cultivate there. So I'd encourage everybody for going to Salone, put people to work instead of crying them down, saying, "Oh, they don't get job for do. Maybe they're going to protest, support politicians." Then now we they here now we for really try for encourage them. Say yes, Salone. But for we all, Salone, you know, means the past you can oversee for better yourself. If you can distill the Salone there, you make, you become rich. So we got to support them. More not say, oh, the system is corrupt. Yeah, I mean, for right now, I'm not getting no complaints with them right now as fast. They go well with me, agricultural project. Things are going well. I get the right people in, within the right mind, where they work with me. So, I purchase the land. At first, I don't know what to do. So, the man found the land for me, and I encourage me to say, Ali, if you're not ready for building that land yet, why not we just try for now for do some agricultural project there, grow some crops in there. So at least I'm going to do some business there. Anytime they harvest, and go do some sales. So I encourage everybody, go back Salone, go develop the land. So I just say love.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And talking about that farming, I will make I don't know if the technical team go able to play a video in the end, and for we where they talk of one of we brother them. You know, he always can kind of show. He send me a video of encouraging people for go back, you know, enjoying the harvest and talk of that. And Mrs. F, after I watch him, I kind of decide, say, you know what, I get upline connection. I go in my granny village. I go claim me rights to my granny rights, becoming a free tongue Pekin. I will go claim my granny rights and try to get. And I get a cousin which tell me say next year we go try for make farming, you know, try for make farm for able make people they able eat. Next caller, please. Let we go. Few more calls we will take, maybe 3 more or 4 more. Then we will call the panelists. Then let we end the show. We don't go past the 2-hour mark now. So let we wrap up. End up for wrap up. We'll take at least 3 calls, and then we go end up and you'll find out. Then we go end with that video where they tell you about where we people them. You know, go watch and for encourage we for go back. So, good evening, caller name please, and who's the call from?
Yes, me people. On a good evening again. Now, Siaka again from London.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, before I continue, you know, like everybody, I thank you for this program. You know, we need more of this kind of program. Because, you know, we all obviously get concerned for the country. And the way we country is so, it's not good for anybody. You need a born good picking. You know, first of all, the issue about foreign influence in the country is blatant, it's open. We all know that everybody don't talk about Lebanese influence. You know, the lack of power and parity between we and them. We know say the Lebanese and the community. We know say every time we get new president, they always they vote envelope will be the president. This is how they buy their own positions. And we cannot do that as citizens. You have to be a member of either of these parties to get those influences. You know, these things don't continue for long. And some of these things we need for the staff for cut off, for break away. Chinese then, they don't can take over, they try to replace the Lebanese, but they are worse. Something happened a few months ago in Kabbalah. Some Chinese then go buy some village land and the people then protest and call the Chinese then call police call military. They can't shoot on the people and people then run. This is how government is treating people in Salone. We're not supposed to be. This is what this Maya Bobo, they blame we, but not they blame him. Obviously, he's coming up with his narrative from Ghana, and nobody not really tell and say we government in Salone they operate like that. They're not doing the same opportunities. Most of the time, they make life difficult for we. Me, I don't ship container in Salone, 40-feet container full of conflicts. I go there 2016. I spent time money left me. Pass where I go take me land paper and back go na bank for go trust money. You know, till way previous year, I ship the same container. The money where I spend that time, the way I go 2016, it cost me double. This is the type of Salone we get, you know, and then we get executive, we get grip and power, too much in Salone. This is what I said. Now, deficit earlier, we say we get democratic deficit. Now, only the vote we get. We institution, the work. The executive, the judiciary, the case, they get case. If you don't get money, you don't get the better lawyer. Like the party register the lawyer, you will be put in a cage without a lawyer sat by you. That's not justice, you know. And then we get like example, like a state of emergency where this government council, the whole world, we are the only people. Why? Not just arbitrary power, not just too much power in the hands of one people for no reason. Maybe because you want for doing things with APC. We don't know that, but it was unnecessary. Things like charging people for COVID-19 back and forth testing. Why would he treat us like that? You know, then he would come on, if I come on England, so I don't take my test now, I go pay money back in a Salone. How can you not take the authority, you know, the certificate we are pulling in England, when the same British people and standard when they take for doing a testing there, then we don't pull certificate now say I've been tested and negative, I go pay back in a Salone. You know, this back, it's not good. You know, then I want to comment on what you Kasada Kitchen is 99, what you say this now. You know, because things like this don't help we. Obviously, this government is not doing nothing well as much as we want as Sierra Leoneans. But you know, this tit and tat, this fighting, this incitement, this coming out to demonstrate for no reason. We know say government don't do back here, they don't keep people in Akademba Road, na Makini and all that. But it is not helpful for this fragile democracy and peace we get. For the can every day for can demonstrate for the same old thing where nothing continuously like that is happening. You know, the help with country for foreign investors, never mind with the diasporas. You know, so as far as me concerned, I believe so with the Iranians, we are as much as to be blamed. The politicians and how they put them there. Now we continue for the vote for them two parties. So it's high time we begin to educate ourselves. Let us understand, say we self get right. These politicians they're meant for serve. We not to wait for serve them the other way around. Because with the treat them now, like say they're not gone. Then can they lie for you for vote for them? Then go 5 years and forget about you. Wait election, come back and say you know them people. They elect you, they want this and that.
Take the last caller. Let me take the last caller for tonight. I think that's the number 3. Then let me wrap up. We're sorry if we're not able to meet anybody else in expectation today. We're very, very sorry because sometimes conversation keep going. But when I put on a comments then down and next time when I come again, when I go get chance, we promise when I will get chance one day for sound your voice, sound your issue. You know, sound waiting the more you and talk the issue and let try for because with the guarantee when I say then they listen to we show them that they listen to what they talk and they know what you they say and they hear you voice them. Hello? That's what I can tell you that much. Hello? So let's take the last caller, then we wrap up, we'll get the panelists and for saying and final word. Then we will left now with some 2 video them where one we will see just for encourage for the farm. We will play the first 2 minutes of then we will play another one where a young lady they talk on what's an issue inside Sierra Leone. There we go. Caller, please go ahead, sir. Last caller, last lucky caller for tonight. Yes, ma'am, sir. What's your name and what's the call from?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please, caller.
Yeah, good evening. This is Salone Alpha. I call from Salone.
Okay, Mr. Salu, go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't really listen this program here from the start, even though we know with the internet problem because they call from the eastern part of Salone and Kenima. In the first place, I don't listen to the video whether our brother talk about the diaspora. But before coming to that, may address this area of this Siaka Stephen issue. I listen to Mr. Silo. Of course, I really agree with her. Siaka Stephen really be ruthless. This is an established fact. If I can remember when an Eskroma take up power in 2007, a talker, he said, hey, your APC will look out, a new APC. That tells you a completely disassociate itself from the old APC when a Papa Sheki APC because you know how they've been there. So I believe say any level-headed somebody not go give any praise to Siaka Stephen. If you remember from 1968 when Siaka Stephen came to power to 1991 or 1992 when the rebel invasion came, when they overthrew the APC government. That is about 23 to 24 years business that day. If today we don't grow for good water, good roads, electricity supply, this all lacking. With all the other infrastructure with the team in this country, we go for wholly and solely cast out blame on Siaka Stephen. Because I can remember in 1980, where they advised Siaka Stephen for men to host the oil in a Salone, because at that time, it won't become the oil chairman by all means, at the expense of this nation, at the detriment of the masses, it go on and host the OAU. In fact, under the economy of this nation begin go down. Because it spent up to about $500,000 at that time. Just imagine that time the people they use 1 cent, 5 cents, they use that time and day. Siaka Stephen go ahead for host the OAU, but all the advisors they get, the host them. Because number one become OAU chairman, and that is exactly the way it happened. So that tells you, in fact, when people, that was the beginning of the recklessness of APC spending at that time. When APC could do reckless spending, now they start. So not to tell you, not start another time. So all the time they go back, and the genesis of that time, now they grab. Salone economy, now they begin drag down. Because of that money will be spent by the OAU. Will not be too strong for spender. So it was not in place. So it was strong. So somebody they praise Siaka Stephen. I don't know whose angle to come up, but it's really unfortunate. Coming to the issue of the diaspora, I partially agree with Mr. Silo. Of course, yes, we they blame government because government create the platform for many diaspora they come. But at the same time again, we they blame the diaspora there. Because we got some of our brothers and sisters at that place and they someone said from where go. For me, if it can be kitchen and a problem. Someone pass the car, they get to ticket the pass, a lodge and hotel. Every the house will come out, where can they go there again? So tell the hotel, the lodge back, they go. Someone take care of 20 years, 30 years, and not do nothing there. So it's unfortunate. So that's why I say get the problem. Because someone not go make money, but again for make an investor, it ain't do. I don't believe if you don't make money in Europe or whatever it is, a kind of Salone, at least a small water company say employ 2-3 young men, there are people there, they work there. Now you don't have for employment. Or whatever factory they come, you don't have for employment. But people are not doing it. So our diaspora, they just there like our politician. Now our politicians say thief for money. Before every politician they thief for money, but again they use it as Salone, they can't invest as Salone, they employ young men, they go fine. Because they don't take money, they use it now, they fine. But now when they see politicians they thief money, they can't go Europe or America, they go up your country and they swell their account with her. Salone money, would they suffer? Well, it's so bad. You know, so that me Salone, I don't know the type of people out there. You know, who could grumble, but we don't know really how they. It is unfortunate really. Because people they thief money, so they're just like the diaspora. So let Mr. Shiro, I agree with you, but I cannot agree with you on that angle. Of course, the government says not create a platform for encourage the diaspora as a for invest. Yes, I agree that side. But again, at the same time, the diaspora has get the problem. Once more, I tell you, thank you for this program. You know, Salone for the call from Salone Kenima. Thank you so much. Okay,
thank you, my Kenema brother. Tell unto all you people them that the Kenema tongue. We get let them go they come, let them go make. We get radio station back. We'll get up. We can listen to the radio, but
no problem.
We try. That's why we talk on a clear for let all man understand. Let all man go able to join in. But
no, indeed, I want to put up a crew. All man understand. Really fine.
Yes, sir.
Really fine. Thank you so much.
So we get I'm not sure we don't say last call, but they take one bunya. I just want to take one bunya for just sorry for the one person we don't persistently, don't wait, don't endure, don't waiting and call again the last chance, and it will be the last caller now with the give bunya. So caller, you know the last bunya we don't get today. Now you know the special person, the special Sierra Leonean. What you get for say for this conversation? What you know your name? Where you call from?
Hello.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead,
hello,
please. You know the last special.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But I still listen to the other caller. Don't make a continue.
Oh no, you get for turn down your set. If you turn down your set, you go every week better. You won't get feedback.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Fadima, what do you want to talk about? Now, make a begin with this Lebanese business where they go on our country. By the way, my name is Johannes Hansen. You see, for far too long, we government had not been only pay attention to the work relationships between the indigenous there. When I say indigenous, I mean I also mean the Creoles and the Lebanese people, okay? The work relationship between the Lebanese and the indigenous Israelis is very, very bad. And all the governments that will be done to get over the years, they not look into that and try for, put measures in place. We're going to make sure, say, we people them, where they work for Lebanese people them, that the Lebanese people don't treat them bad. That not happen at all. And this not a problem where we don't persist in the country. This from Siaka Stevenson time, maybe before that, but mainly from Siaka Stevenson time, and still they go on our country, and that is very bad, the work relations. Now, the Lebanese, the Indians, the Chinese, and all the other foreign people who get in our country, they get away with the influence with government, okay? Now, not in any good way, okay? An influence with government in ways where they benefit them. And we all know this, the history, from Siaka Stevenson time, how they give a lot of privileges to the Lebanese people. And like me, when they talk so, I'm not supposed to talk this because a Lebanese woman raised me, okay? But I get me your head, okay? Me call a married Lebanese woman. But the thing is, the relationship between Lebanese people, them people here where they left their country with $100 in their back pocket, they buy one-way ticket. Then go now we country, Salone, where then they think say we country now a greener pasture. And not true. We government then they give them all the privileges where they want. But we the indigenous, the indigenous Israelis them, we know they get half of what's the privileges and the rights them with them foreigners and gets now we country. Why is that? Now going to Wodemaya, okay, the Ghanaian. Now, if you go to Ghana, okay, the Ghanaians then get lost in. If you're not that foreigner person where you don't come to that country there, you go work, you go establish business. But an Indian for be associated with that business and that make you can see then they partner with Ghanaians then. Okay, but now Salone, that's not happen. In fact, some foreigners then either they marry to a Ghanaian, and it happen in other countries then. But we just don't take everything and give to the Lebanese people, the foreigners then, the Chinese them, and all that. And that is not good for we country. And the work relationship. Now, if you go here, we brothers and sisters and they cry. They complain, but government not busy. As long as they get money from them. Foreigners here, not to them business at all. Now, make a go to this high color. Hello?
Make them quick, you term done. Make them quick.
Okay. Now, Fadima, like this business where we talk so, okay? Now, we foreigners, then they come out now, diasporans, they go establish business. Let me go tell you this. Okay, me not a computer expert. I don't do this from a young age. I don't teach computer and train people in a Salone, Liberia, Ghana, a lot of places where I go establish business. Na Salone. Okay, this I be the ECOMOG then be contract me. Okay, they will give me contract from Liberia where they move na Salone. I go there. I did work with them. Them big people them. The chief of logistics, oh my God, I don't know if I even call this. Okay. I want to establish business, but because of a military connection, one for day before that, and maybe don't do them people here for long. give me money for go start the business. Now this same business what we don't do now free Sunday. Now me your brother because we did do something we connected with education, they get tax exemptions. This guy said me not to Australian. What if we want the money you want? It make a shape at the top. Because me criminal good, okay. I talk, take this guy and make a shame. Then we don't cross that side. Me, your brother, when an Australian, the money where the pay give me for me to start this business, that man, it takes the money, it goes down in girlfriend house. Echo more people there. We look for this guy go say. So the dishonesty is there among Australians there. So when you see diasporans and they go there, we brothers them. They're so dishonest with people them. Okay, that's not one thing. Where we talk about. Whatever you don't know we history, you don't know what thing we Australians in the face. Australian people, we actually love the country. We all want to go back and do something better. But the government they do the right thing, the right principles are not in place. You see? So now make I just stop here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You don't make a lot of points. We don't come to the end of the show. My brother and sister, my mama, my papa them, my big one them, my small one them. We don't talk again today, and we don't come to the end of social media review. I will give the first one to the guest, Concern 105. You hear a lot of Sierra Leonean them, we concern like you. They don't talk within their mind. They don't talk out and they feel. They don't talk out and see. Waiting are you last word for Gito with people, with government, on all waiting we don't talk. Waiting you are left with the people them today, sir.
Well. Here we go again. The same old thing. I go back to common sense solution. Common sense cover the whole base of some of the problems then we would face in Sierra Leone. Number one, some of the people, when they go free town to do business, now they sell themselves because they go to the people then, we're angry, they lavish, give them the assumption that they get money. So the people, they take advantage over them for rip them off. Some again, they no one go through the right channel, then they go back door, where then they go meet some drag man, where they rip them off. You see? So that again causes another problem for the people then. And again, then get for no say, when you go do business, you got to make sure waiting at the tax you get for pay, waiting at the documentation that you get for pay for, and pay for it, you get your receipt. But some people don't want to do it. Then go through the back door, and through the back door, these people are where they go to, then go rip you off. That's one of the problems. Then one other thing is, again, I want to bring the Lebanese that were born in a free town, born in Sierra Leone or anywhere in Sierra Leone, then consider themselves, say, then a Sierra Leonean by birth. Mm-hmm. There is a split between the one that were born in Sierra Leone and the one that we come. The one that were born in Sierra Leone, they're not too happy because they know say they corrupt, that they bring bad things that we can't to compare them we born in Sierra Leone. Because the one that were born in Sierra Leone, they're not going nowhere for go. I tell you an instance when a plane takes a Lebanese there for go now Lebanon about a month ago. Somebody told me, say, I not belongs to Lebanon. I don't know Lebanon. Na Sierra Leone, na Sabi. So me not they go Lebanon. So there is a split between the one that we come and the one that we born na Sierra Leone. So some of them they're not like waiting they happen. Mm-hmm. Because the Lebanese that we come, some of them they come broke. Now the bank they help them or with minister now then they help them forget money for do business. Some not get money at all. Now the one that with the bank now in the year where you establish. So come back to common sense solution. We government therefore look all these things then for solve the problem. You have to observe and look what's in the happen so you're able to solve the problem. But then at the same time, these people are corrupt. When they know say the Lebanese have started business, so now they pay tax at all. I know for one case where the Lebanese not pay utility bill for over 3 years. And not pay water bill and not pay light bill. Because the people then where they can look at, what they give them and then keep their light on. So corruption are the other problem in our country. You see? Then government they talk about youth. My own topic is when I talk something about this, as you talk about development. I don't read anything, I don't know anything where the government come with a apprenticeship program. Apprenticeship program will help a lot of the youth them in Sierra Leone to become a technocrat, to become a skilled worker. Even if you bring any kind of company, before they hire the Sierra Leonean, they want to know what you're capable of doing. What are your job description? You're not carpenter, you're not bricklayer, you're not electrician, you're not motor mechanic, you're not driver. If you see those 18-wheeler, they run up and down at the street of America, these people are trained. We call the LDC. You get for trained to drive the 18-wheeler, even the oil tanker. So you get to train the Sierra Leonean youngsters and the youth, let them become a professional, not for get and gone and what they call for go fed. This is one thing I see, neither this government or the past government not been doing. I go back when Whitman been there. When Whitman been there, place like railway, road transport and all these things, they have apprenticeship program where they train Sierra Leonean. You see, we don't fail. The last two after independence, all the government wake up beside of Milky Magai, they do better. But anywhere we can, they all don't fail. Things get from bad to worse.
Yes.
You know, they see also tell you host for them, you say you the wait no if the man will go fix them back now, wait man bring the wait man come back. We get professional people and they can't go back, go work in a hospital or nothing because the system is not there. Recently, Zimbabwe, then in the only way to find a seller and go there take the land. Last week they called them back because they know say the economy of Zimbabwe don't fall. You can't do without Whitman. Don't fool yourself. The World Bank and IMF, they can borrow to monitor. Now the very Whitman, they approve of your check. Now then they give we loan. We get Ebola, now they can't we. We get mudslide, now they can't we. We not get enough for feed with people that said. So don't bluff say you can't do without the Whitman. You always go do with the Whitman. Even your mineral resources. Now then the evaluator for know the cost of your mineral, your diamond, your gold. You got to work with them. So whether it's colonialism or not nonsense. Robert Mugabe will say that. For how many years? The people now live in poverty in Zimbabwe. They have to call them back. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, 105. Thank you. Well, now the words of 105 Dande, they say we need the West for thrive for, because we're not able to map for ourselves. We need the West for thrive for improve our life and for thrive for SW back. Okay, we go out there and beyond. And sometimes it can be true too. You look at it, say, we don't dare all these years, we're not able to take care of ourselves, we're not able to maintain within the left Giwi. We're still falling apart and we're still pulling the little rubbles under us. We just they draw ourselves apart and fighting, divide and conquer. Mr. Shilon, sir, another day, another brilliant conversation, excellent conversation, and with great minds and great people around me. It's always an honor. I'm so humble for you for always coming, for joining me. So what do you get for left with the people and waiting at the last word what you get for Giwi people and today?
Well, I just hope the people, based on the formula we'll get on this show, which is a participatory formula, just the listen, you contribute, everybody idea counts. And this is what is great about this show. So I'm particularly impressed with the young man we call all the way from the eastern part of Sierra Leone, Kenema. So I hope there are more people listening. I hope the word will go around because we want these folks to hear. And we want them to know that there are Salonians who are concerned as far as helping home, making contribution. What we are doing on this show, now intellectual contribution, we contribute to mind, we contribute suggestions. So this is one form. As I said before, we all cannot go into politics. In fact, I am highly suspect of people the only way they things in Cape Salone for go and get into politics. Because I don't care, even if not cab you to drive in America, you have picked up so much knowledge. If you go back home in Australia, you can improve the transportation system of the country. So we all get ideas now, whether you go to school, whether you get PhDs, whether you get masters, whether you get bachelor's degree. But at the end of the day, like they can say, the taste of the pudding lies in the eating. Now the result of what you would do, if you sow seed, you want to see the seed burst, you want to see it germinate, you want to see it reach a point where you can able harvest. If you don't harvest, you can't keep saying, oh man, that seed there and I wonder for this, in a way, not produce nothing. So me, the urge we people that we really need for put aside all this tribal mentality. A government, I don't care whether you come out of the north, you come out of the east, when you become president of the entire nation. I'm not suggesting that you forget proportionate number based on tribe in your cabinet, because you cannot afford to get a cabinet that will entail all the people. But I strongly suggest that when you get a cabinet of about 80 or 90% of one tribe, you're playing with fire, you're playing with danger. And when you get a cabinet full of 50 or more % of people who are going to the school where you go, your alma mater, that is short-sighted, because we get a lot of alumni them from all the great schools in Australia. But there are people who get that hung up there. There are people in Sierra Leone now who say, oh, now so-and-so school, I don't want to call the school the name because I don't want to step on anybody in toes for that. Oh, now so-and-so, now we the rule now because of the school will go. This is all nonsense. We get to rise above that. You know, take care of the schools that will go. Frabe College, they go down. When alumni from Frabe College, for try for contribute and urge the government and pay. So if a Frabe College is such that when you think of its alumni, if they contribute just $1, I think Frabe College can raise $5-10 million in no time, just $1, because so many hundreds of thousands of people have gone through that university. And it's a pride. I never went to Frabe College, but I'm proud of it because I know it was the symbol of great education, and I still feel that it has sunk this low. So the long and short of it is, let we all contribute. I think this is an excellent show. As long as people can get ideas, we don't always have to agree. We can agree to disagree, and we respect everybody in views. So thank you very much, people, and for listening. Thank you very much, Madam Fadima. Thank you very much, 105. And thank you very much of the producers then.
Well, the people there, we don't done for today. Like I say, I don't get nothing much for say, but I just want to say, you know, we are in this crossroad, like, you know, like I would say, and the dichotomy of this all is the split, the contrast of this all is. You say we all looking at it from a different lens. We are all looking at it from a different lens, and we get different methods of how for fix. But waiting at the thing, the one way good for Salone, way for push the country go before. Now we all at the mission that day. How for push the country go before, because we don't hear you brother and sister them don't talk of waiting happened in the past. Some people say we don't need the past, we don't need the colonial master. Yes, the colonial days we get for free amount, emancipate ourselves and all that stuff. We are stuck in these countries here, we're doing what they want. But when we go to our own country, we forget all waiting and teach, we will not go apply waiting we learn. We brother from Kenema say, we self get the problem because some of we not agree go. Because some of them, where you don't kind of the kind comfort and waiting and call. You know what? Even go bother. Some people don't even want to bother with the harassment, with everything where they don't come up on. Yes, it is good to go, but you go for go. Usa, you feel safe. Usa, you feel warm. Usa, you feel say your life not there in any danger. Because number one, if you go to hospital and God forbid you sick, good hospital not there. Yes, now God get life, but inside the country, our offend we say them go tell we say we did the best we could, but it was your time to go. We did everything we could, but Salone they're not able to do everything they could. That is why we're talking. The education system, I see David Senge, they say they therefore reach every child, every village, all them pan body, then school they they cannot build buffer school them, they therefore make sure stay all down the chain. That is reaching out, giving opportunities to children. We have to do them till the day. For now with children, they're able to compete with the rest of the world. If not, we know where we're behind. That is why when we don't born, then tame them after the wait man don't give we say we don't say we're able to take we safe. We know the kind Sierra Leone. And with some of women they live better in Sierra Leone than would they live in the diaspora. But at the same time, the diaspora in system, it's not perfect, but it is working similar to what we know. So it kind of hard and frustrating. And the first thing of yourself is self-preservation. Sometimes you want to go back, but if you go back into a stressful situation, into a dangerous situation, the first thing of human being is to preserve the self. If you cannot preserve the self, I cannot do nothing for anybody unless I preserve myself and feel safe. So there are many factors where they hold people from going back. But the main factor is the system down there is not working right for the people and conducive for the people they're able to go. But we're still hopeful. Like me, Anthony Rogers can say, Uncle Anthony Rogers, may his soul rest in peace. He always say the struggle from one small, when they don't come out, then come out college, then can migraneos. They say the struggle continues unabated. But we have hope. We're still hoping that Sierra Leone will become that place that will become, that thing where everybody go envy and everybody go write home about, say, when I went to Sierra Leone, it's not about just I enjoy, but quality things that will improve your life and improve the life of others. That is the Sierra Leone we are longing for. That is the Sierra Leone. So till next week, I say I love you all and God is love. Remember, if I shine today, not jealous me. Go be your own beautiful, go be your own you. I walk on myself, that's why the sun is shining on me. Tomorrow, the cloud will come over me, the sun day over you. So go walk on your shine, go make a difference. If you learn something, give education. If you get something, share with you. That's life. What else is there to do? We all strive for a better Sierra Leone, for a better land. God bless we all. God bless we country. God bless our people. May divine bless the works of our hands. We pray for that day. Let God bless the work of our hands. Everything what we own, let we put the effort and the blessings of the universe will come upon us. So I love you all till next week. And I left with this video. When I watch Emmanuel Ali, now a contributor working Canada show, he sent me a video and I was impressed and things to do in Sierra Leone. And he showed me a garden. Then he do a small interview with the president, maybe 5 minutes altogether. Let's just play it and till next week, Fedima, I'm out. Good night. Love you all.
Okay, today's Saturday, August 29, 2020. I keep encouraging you to go to the countryside, find land, and plant whatever you're able, but even fruit. So I got to tell you, this is a guava tree where I planted 3 years ago. Get another big one over yonder, picking point time. Right? So this time they harvest tons of guava, succulent guava, juicy guava. All you got to do is believe in the land, take a minute and plant any two you want to plant, and trust me, the land not going to disappoint you. Kalago. So other things the way I don't plant over the years, now I pineapple them. As you can see, throughout this area, I don't plant pineapple them, where over the years I don't eat them. I keep telling you now, it's very easy, forget the soccer or plant pineapple, and I go see how them go do well. In fact, Mecca can show you what pineapple look like on the stalk when it's really tiny. One day I have some way don't come up small, and I'm sure you could be interested or see waiting pineapple look like where it's small. This is a cashew tree. It's about 1.5 years old. This is now a young pineapple stalk. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Young pineapple stalk. We still they come up. Season is a little late. I can also show the thick banana. By the way, as you can see, I plant some lamb, some orange lamb, more pineapple, banana trees. I'm very proud of them trees. These are called candy. These now, they're thick there where they below switch, the village, and then to use them at the city. But now candy thick there are. I do not know of any side where they cultivate them naturally, but then they grow here boku. So what I do over the years, I make sure nobody not cuts them. Then I prune them so they will go straight. As soon as I see, if you encourage the trees, if you cultivate the trees, if you take care of the trees will not disappoint you. Of course, it's not very good plum. Tick them, watch them, and I see them very beautiful trees. As when they grow, coming up in here, come with me. You know, they see them. These are all not candy trees them. Candy trees them, or what you call plum tick them. Of course, me take trees and over here. As soon as I go see them, where they don't pick there, they're all on me planting, on my hand. We plant here, so now see Tego, plant here so. And Tego, I don't brush. And come with me. I just want to encourage you now. We'll continue for believing the land. Do what you're able for doing the land. But as you see, juicy, succulent, guava, me own hard labor, and I harvest them. Plenty want them. As you can see, inside the woods, they're inside the woods. And I tell you, now land labor kuna the countryside. There is more than, if you take the population of this country, of close to 8 million, and if you divide ourselves by the land mass, I believe say one person will get hectares and hectares of land, especially in the countryside, not in the city, but in the country. So come to the country and do this stuff. Okay? Stop it, please. Cheers, peace, Emmanuel Ali again from Kayamba. God's peace. Believe in the land, love the land, plant trees, plant fruits, plant something, and it's going to yield you a lot of proceeds. Cheers.
You know, say like you son a big man, not so.
Yes.
You get money in this country, not so. No, wait.
Well, they answer the question. Yeah.
Okay, you get money in this country.
I don't get money.
We saw the grab up people and not get there. You get big job in this country.
I don't get no job in this country.
Like where they say you don't born picking.
I don't born picking.
If the government bring any facility, government they count out, not so.
Yes.
But we be say we all are the same people. They will not go make that waiting. How they call and not sabi call ourselves. Like you said, the work good side. Facility don't come for everybody. But just because you don't work good side, you not decide you take your own family or you take your picking, you put on it. Like we saw this thing now, they you but we not get strong leader than the society, so we not be able to get the waiting
information.
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you, this is how it works. Government put policies out, and government make it available to everybody. Yes. 10 and the people them will not get the information, not able to access them. This not to Africa no more they happen. Even in America where you be talk about beaucoup opportunities in the day for people them, we not average people them.
Yes.
But who side they not get the information, they're not go able for access them. Now for that, now we community we continue for tell people they say, empower yourself. Join community-based organization there. You know what in a CBOs there?
I not cut word 9 months.
Yes.
The community, any conversation we can at the community or any good things we can at the community, would they join? But would they join? As the end, would they yagba, would they register, would they go ID card there, would they do lots of things then? But we know they we know they, how do they call ourselves? We know they succeed. Waiting to make us succeed. Waiting, we know they succeed. Like you, so the program don't come at the community. Now you know the head, not so. You just the pick no more. The one the way you sabi, then the one the way you know say yes. Then they close with you. You make them succeed. But who that you not sabi, we just the day for that waka. They no more till we not go ever succeed.
Okay, well, I'll tell you.
Yes, we don't go under again. We don't register. We don't do all thing, nothing.
Well, wait. This line they happen because every politics now local community they happen. If you are part of community-based organizations, then now I elect the chairman, then now I elect the leaders, then the executives, then when I make sure so when I elect the people, then we're accountable to owner. Okay, go ahead.
Like me, so I just can at this area. Although I begin the bit more small, but we don't change the community. We go so we don't bring now okay. So now they are left. I vote. I do everything. So like yeah, so I don't know who that password the do I be the Igbo Kawaba or I don't know if in any.
Well, you sound like a very intelligent young woman. And you get beaucoup capacity and ability for be leader. So what do you for do now? Try for be in the organization. Begin for showcase your own potential. Begin for make sure you study the issues. You know the issues. You add value to the community conversation, and then at that point you go able for make changes. Because what in every community need now people like you. Now listen. It's difficult for find a community where all things they work fine. Yes, but things then they go bad. Human beings are selfish. That is true. But what you want for do now for make yourself available for change the system, and it's not easy. I will tell you that. It's very difficult for let you create a society where everybody gets a potential or equal chance for opportunity. Even President Beyond Nadane they work towards. You go. You know, eh? No, but I feel, are you hopeful though? I think say we should be hopeful. You did SS3.
Yes.
You did hope say you go finish your exam. Wait now. You believe? I may believe say you get great potential. I want like make you stay with them. I want make you stay focused.
Me, I still focus. I still get the faith. I still get the believing.
Chief sick bad is there at the point of death. So I go check the chief. Yeah, I go admit at Potluck Hospital. Yeah, he did it Friday, last week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then do a transfer to Connaught. We go through the triage, then do vital signs them, and the mandatory say all patients forgot blood glucose. I mean, for the BM monitoring, blood glucose monitoring, and it's mandatory and it's free of cost. But the nurses, the way they do the triaging, then they still demand 10,000 euros from each and every person. And to me, it looks like a syndicate, because there is no way somebody demanded this unit. That practice is going on in Chelsea in our aware. So from the triage, because they not get paid, they carry the power going at the observation unit here, now they lay down for days. And the protocol is where they transfer a patient to another hospital, then they get a liaison. That hospital, they phone this hospital, they give the diagnosis, they give the name, they give the age, they give everything, they arrange a bed. Now when they don't arrange a bed done, and they give clearance. You know, interestingly, we can also the power not get paid. All prescription they write for me, I buy all the medication. The power get 2 cartons of medication. I will show you online bed. You understand here? They say the power not for eating, not for drink. The very old man, he was critically ill. So when you don't make it eat and drink, you say you go operate up, obviously you don't compromise the health. Then at the end of the day, the bar was not operated at all. You don't understand? So in the day, they send a COVID test. Now don't do this COVID test. This COVID test here, so now they say the result, they say no carry it. But the rationale, I don't understand that. Because whether it's positive or not, you still have to do the surgery anyway. And in the first place, if they were hesitant, they should not have brought him into the observation unit. Because other patients, if they get COVID, it means say, they don't go get the whole day. So I don't understand the rationale. They say they wait for COVID results. But I don't they can't push you go to theater, we don't get any COVID results. Because they get fumble where they work now. They do bad practice now, so we go under any time we go to this hospital this morning. Any time. Before they show people them who sign for all payments now, so that cost recovery for them. You know for papers, but the nurses and other staff them, they demand money from patients, and that they affect patient care. So they said the COVID test for be available. The medical superintendent is fully aware of all this because I went there and made a formal complaint. He sent one of his senior staff, that World Condom, we catch them, then they receive money from patients then, even though it's free of cost. And eventually, the COVID result of the Parker, it was negative. They still advise them for carry the Pagona theater, no one cared. The Pagona office, he called them, instructs them, they no act. Even going to house, he called them, nobody no act, sir. So as a result, now the pardon died. Again at the ward, the one care go to mortuary and not allow them because the partner chief. When chief die, you not get control of the body until chief then they hand over the body to the family. This hospital is out of control, sir. Nothing works here. Everybody is a boss. All man they do what he want. You go na X-ray, again it's a different story.
And Bobo and Bangwa woman, the accident. Now we can move satellite from there and they transfer now. The experience of the mammy damage, serious one. And they don't treat her now and they say we can work about me man and they beyond the pass 10,000 decide to take money. All the extra first one, 450,000. Yes, I they the man doctor can another doctor come. I can't write another X-ray say for go pay 450,000. You say, well, this X-ray we don't do. I do the X-ray. It's still the seller they say they pay me. I feel pain. I like money. The man don't get money. Also go lend money 450,000. Go do the X-ray back story.
You go to the blood bank. It's a different story. And this how we go now money. I'm going to pursue a lawsuit against the medical superintendent of the hospital because he's in charge of the whole hospital again for take responsibility. And he's also involved in the care from day one. He's fully aware. He even left the office, a kind of observation, he looked the prior records, he read all the records, and he advised them. So I sue the hospital. The state of the hospital is very, very filthy. If they tell you say this now government hospital, but you no go believe. This government they try for improve health care. The government is doing best, but the workers them are not cooperative. They want let this government fail, and we not go allow that. The place dirty. Where you can say they smell piss, no so you smell caca because the place is not clean. Where I ask them, the staff then tell me say they have not been paid for a period of 9 months, so they are actually on strike. If you look at the hospital, go around and look for yourself. You go tell me if not so you expect hospital for day. Will be small, will the kind of cornuts get different smell. The hospital centrally. This hospital, honestly, is a killer.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to TAVAppmaker.com and create your free app today.